This week on Star Trek Vagina, Tarima comes up with an idea to boost the non-existent ratings. Then they search for plot, where Space Jesus Caleb saves the day. Pig Vomit turns up, then Sam offends the Furies with her presence.
You fucking suck.
Then it's all formulaic crap for the rest of the show. Kyle and Gaiden have a touching moment, while Sam tries to delete Caleb's stash of clown porn. And it's bad news for Cadet Flounder, as she finally gets spaced. Come, let's away. Let's Come Away, which is a really strange title for a really strange program. Apparently it's from King Lear, and I still don't give a crap. And it's nice to note that the intro of the show put 4 people off. On the panel tonight are my crew, Lieutenant Commander Z3PO, our spunkiest rag of engineering. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, Trev. And just when you think they couldn't get any lower, they come up with a special kind of special.
They do indeed. And our security chief, Lieutenant Istophobos. Welcome.
Oh, I'm in charge of that, huh? It's going to be a long night.
And our very own android we love to love, our very own Professor R2, who's just above Wesley Crusher. You're a higher ranking ensign, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, I'd give it all up to be human.
Oh, that's nice. And there's nothing higher ranking, and that's Cockney rhyming slang, by the way, for Star Trek Starfleet Academy, episode 6, which is just getting worse and worse. And like I said, let's come away, or come let's away, is the beginning of a speech by Lear in Shakespeare's King Lear. Act 5, Scene 3, as Spock would say. Not that I give a shit, to be fair, because this is absolute rubbish. And, you know, they go all out with the sex scene. Oh, Gavin Blackburn, just before we start. Thank you, sir. A kick in the knackers. This show certainly is a kick in the knackers. A bit of a dispute going on in the chat as well, whether Franco or Gavin Blackburn were first this week. I don't care. You're here. That's all that matters. Interestingly enough, in the chat tonight, Christopher Snyder says, perhaps the reason Alex Kurtzman is involved with Star Trek could be because of what Star Trek teaches, tolerance, and what we as loyal Star Trek fans are so blindly tolerate Alex Kurtzman.
I don't tolerate that asshole.
No, the guy's a knobhead. He also says, how I wish Zach Brannigan would end the series by showing up.
Listen, I was talking to Trev back screen, and it's just hard to really imagine that real life human, supposed adult grown-ups actually conceived of and made this show. It's like a bunch of Rain Men going into the Louvre with crayons, drawing on all of the paintings, thinking they're making it better. Like, these are stupid people. No wonder they all end up on the casting couch or in some sort of communist club, because they are freaking fracking idiots.
They're worse than that. In fact, special kind of special doesn't really cover it.
Yeah, and they think they're some kind of genius. Like I was saying, our normal R word doesn't cut it. I was thinking maybe super R word still doesn't cut it. We need to come up with a word that conveys just like they are dumber than like your dog. I just it can't even. Also, you will never see the act of sex portrayed in a more boring and dull, banal way than the opening of this show. Which, yeah, because I always expect a Trek episode to open up with a sex scene. Yeah. Yeah,
I was disappointed because there was no like. Yeah, well, I wanted a Boogie Nights kind of soundtrack, but like you said, the sex scene was disappointingly poor, and it just there was hardly any side boob.
Well, he has bigger boobs. He has bigger boobs than she does, so that's one of the problem. And apparently, in the future, they don't move during sex. The woman just gets on top and stays there and doesn't move.
Well,
Like
Caleb doesn't have to, you see. He used
like my
inertial
ex.
dampeners in his bed.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, like my ex, she didn't move much either, really, to be honest.
Yeah. Mind you,
But
I
then
had a job
she
in a
was
mortuary at one time or another and took a few liberties with a few of our guests, and they didn't move much either. That is a
Ouch.
total fallacy. It's a joke.
Whoa.
Don't worry. But this
Yes.
whole entering the bait, that little red implant, it went red, didn't it, this week? And Caleb entered her mind. And I wonder what she whispered in his ear.
Well,
this-
she went on about Deltons and bowls of cleansing milk that they're supposed
Yeah,
to douse your
yeah.
body in
Yes.
while his family does a tambourine dance. This made a complete mockery of Ilea and Deckard's relationship in the motion picture. And the writers of the series just cannot help themselves. All they want to do is put down the great Trek to try and elevate themselves.
Did
Yeah.
you
So she also whispered all of her former partners, which is what any guy doesn't freaking want to hear when they're in bed.
Z,
Unless you're
did
James
you know,
Gunn.
Z, did you know that Ilea had Decker cloned?
No.
She wanted a double decker. Here all week. Yeah, you know what she did, don't you? She whispered in his ear about the body count and how she got railed on Delta.
Yeah, look at the expression on his face. She's also naming all the STDs she just gave him.
Space chlamydia, space AIDS.
Del-
What would
Deltons
be
do
worse?
this thing, and it's rimming. She's whispering rimming.
Yes.
in his
Yeah,
ears.
she gave him bureaucratic chlamydia. We find out about that later.
Yeah. The word chlamydia actually shows up in this Star Trek episode. And
That's
unless it's like, we are going for shore leave on Chlamydia 9, the brothel planet, I don't want to hear that in Star Trek.
An interesting bit of history about STDs. The thing with chlamydia is that only one species had chlamydia before humans, and that was koala bears. So that must mean somebody molested a koala bear. What kind of a sick idiot molests one of those things?
Yeah, that explains why 1,000 years from now they haven't, eradicated chlamydia.
Yeah, because people keep molesting koala bears. Similarly, syphilis, shepherds entered that into the human sphere because only sheep had syphilis. So that means on a lonely night, a shepherd watched his flock by night and made sure nobody else was looking, and he had a few ewes, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I thought you were making fun of Babylon 5. Thank you for clarifying.
No, I would never, ever. I would never, ever make fun of Babylon 5. J. Michael Straczynski could write with his better material with his little finger only than the whole writing team of Starfleet Academy.
Wouldn't you love to get JMS like under sodium pentothal so he had to give his honest opinion about this show? Like, I would love, because he'll be way too politic and polite to tell the truth about it, but I would love to hear like from a real if Harlan Ellison was alive, he would not have held back. Oh,
is he gone?
Oh yeah, he's been gone a while.
Oh crikey. Anyway, this was about the most fetching scene, I thought. Zoe Steiner looking incredibly radiant during this scene.
Oh, is that Minnie Rachel Wise's name?
Yeah, she's an Aussie as well. I didn't know that. It doesn't say anywhere how old she is on the internet. It just says that she's was born in, I think it was Melbourne. But look at that. You know what she's doing there, don't you? She's got her pinky in his stinky.
Oh, well, she's still telling him about all of the men she's screwed. So
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
She's had sprayed all over her.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. She said, "I've had your dad." Even he doesn't know where his dad is.
Yeah, and she's going, technically not an STD, but I also gave you this. Yes, you just got space syphilis.
Just out of interest,
go on then.
How did Deltons get to Beta Z in the first place? I thought the burn happened and warp drive was impossible.
I've no clue, to be fair.
Oh well,
they had a giant wall around their planet for her entire life, and she wasn't allowed to leave. So exactly how this whole thing happened with the Deltons is rather mysterious. You're correct.
we're going to build a space wall. It's going to be the greatest space wall ever made.
And we're going to get the Deltons to pay for it.
It's going to be huge. The Deltons are going to pay for it. That's way better than this show, man. Let's do it.
So the only way she could have actually shagged a Delton was between her leaving Beta Z and now.
Oh, she did it on the way. Oh.
Yeah, it was a week last Wednesday.
Well, they do imply that they've been students for a while, so maybe on summer vacation she was able to fly.
She did.
So that's
Spring
what
break.
that squeaking noise was when they were. When she was playing basketball and she got that hoop from behind.
Yeah,
that's why the court was squeaking, because she was leaking.
Yeah, we know how she didn't. We know how the Delton didn't get to Beta Z, which was with a singularity drive, because this whole episode is nothing but a half-assed attempt to clear up a plot hole that they were embarrassed by when they came up with the freaking burn. Oh, let me ask you guys, how old is the ship they're going on? Because there seems to be some confusion, and I'm not willing to rewatch
120 plus years, apparently.
Well,
okay,
so it's been offline for 125 years, but the burn happened 120 years ago. So I'm not exactly sure how the timelines align. They seem to be out by half a decade.
It seems like half the cast from Discovery who entered this show are still alive. And we've gone from the 29th century to the 32nd. Yeah. And there's still, nobody seems to age anymore now.
Yeah, some people were trying to put the ship in the TNG era, saying that was old technology, but it's not. It's only 100 years old. And Starfleet would not leave a ship just lying around for scavengers and pirates to go salvage. They would have taken that thing and
even if it's failed technology,
you know? Yeah.
And the quantum singularity drive was based on what the Romulans used. Now, Romulans don't really exist like they used to. So obviously they've not rebuilt their culture to the level it was during the TNG era.
Yeah, but they have all those old ships with very established drives that are not experimental in any way. You could probably buy one at a junkyard rather than, have to destroy a ship.
Voyager established that you didn't necessarily need dilithium to engage in warp activities, even like the transwarp systems, like
transwarp conduits.
There was coaxial warp drive. There was also that other one as well on Arturus's ship.
Yeah,
it wasn't coaxial. It was
slipstream. There was a slipstream drive.
Yeah.
There were also other types of propulsion that they explored in even episodes of TNG, like the soliton wave, where they were to allow them to travel faster than light. But these are things that apparently they just didn't want to try after the burn. But all of this is just ridiculous.
Do you know what? They're really bad plot devices. They're excuses for why they didn't try. And if the Federation was how it was pre-burn, you would have thought, hang on a minute, we've got all these resources, all these scientists, fair enough, we can't use warp drive, so we better think of something really quick and something that works.
Yeah, it wouldn't have slowed them down one bit, but the only thing you really need to engage in warp activities is a loose woman from Beta Z.
I know what they should have done. Invented jump gates. That would have worked.
Yeah, there's all over. There are 10 or 20. There are dozens of alternatives all over canon. This wouldn't have slowed them down more than a decade, much less 150 years. But it's also insulting.
Can we not go back to when we were watching Star Trek IV: Voyage Home? Now they've got warp drive back. Why don't they just go back in time and stop the alien from having a temper tantrum and causing the burn in the first place?
Yeah, go back and shoot him in the head. Shoot him.
But
anyway,
temporal prime directive, whatever. We get this great scene here, Trev, where she essentially engages in
mental foreplay,
mind grape.
Mind grape.
I like that.
There's a hole in your mind.
I was going to say find muck.
Wasn't it a baby? Wasn't it a baby that caused the burn?
It was, yes.
Yeah. So temporal prime directive does not preempt somebody's right to kill children.
Well, In the grand scheme of things, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one, which is quoted in. This is as close as this episode got to Star Trek when Bavi quoted Spock. And do you know what I found interesting about this?
Stolen valor.
You know how you said mind grape, Professor?
Yeah.
She also caused him a bit of mental trauma by digging up something from his side.
She did.
From his.
How many times did they use the word trauma in this show? Woke writers love trauma. It's the only thing important to them. Trauma loops and trauma discs and trauma bowls and trauma dumps. Like, that's what they think's important. Not story, not narrative, not, world building. Just this show is just 100% trauma to us.
We had repeatedly
trauma there.
Yeah, we repeatedly had episodes in TNG and a couple of the other series where you had a male character who used their telepathic abilities to go into Troy's mind or someone else's mind, and that was treated as the deepest possible violation. Right? We were shown that was absolutely awful and terrible. She does it here, and it's like, oh, but it's who I am.
Yeah,
you can't blame me.
Yeah, it's who I am, a grapist. Thank you.
But the thing is, she went into the darkest recesses of his subconscious and pulled this out. And as soon as he saw it, you could see his butt clenches. It was like he was doing a reverse pucker, wasn't he? And then she had the cheek to press it, and then he relives all that childhood trauma. But did you know it was a setup because there was a flashback of Pig Vomit's character? I thought that kind of gave you a bit of a lead in for who was coming back this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love the fact that Starfleet got their butts kicked because of incompetence and being a very special kind of special. So the one redeeming quality of this show is that they lost because they are stupid.
In fact, the credits for this week's episode haven't even been updated on IMDb properly, which just shows you whoever's driving the train on this show isn't doing the do, if you know what I mean.
Like, nobody cares. I still don't understand why they just don't shelve it and take the write-off. It's killing me.
You'd have thought that they'd have done a cat. Was it cat? It was Batgirl, wasn't it?
Batgirl.
You'd have thought they'd have done a Batgirl on this.
Yeah.
By now.
Well, the problem is that the way this was produced is different because this was made by Secret Hideout.
I don't think this is going to be a tax write-off for him.
But it was made with Paramount's money.
Yeah, but Paramount can't write it off because they've already paid it. It would have to be Secret Hideout that shelved it, and they would have to take the tax write-off.
Do you think?
I don't think it works like that. But okay.
Can we stop over talking one another and leave a mind the gap if you don't mind? But what I was trying to say is, even though this was greenlit for a second season, right before it even aired. The Nielsen ratings have been divulged this week, and the first two episodes didn't even show up in Nielsen ratings. It's been all over social media today.
Of course they didn't.
And the thing is, every week has apparently been getting worse and worse on ratings. So Paramount Plus is taking a big hit. In fact, rumor has it Paramount Plus may be losing subs. And it might be because of this show. Because a lot of Star Trek fans are taking offense to this program. And it's not just people being, intolerant and, not being understanding of the writers and what they're trying to convey. But I think Gaia, I was saying Violo, I don't think she's done a great job at all with this show. As the showrunner, she is just underwhelmed.
There are more people watching reviews on YouTube of this show than there are people actually watching the show.
Yeah, by a factor of magnitudes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very active in the chat. I'll catch up with the chat very shortly. But they didn't actually specify where the USS Vagina went this week, did they?
It's a cloud.
It's like a nebula thingy. Somebody's got an airplane flying overhead. That's nice. But the thing is, even the visual effects aren't exciting at all with any of this. Has anything sort of, you watched it and gone, wow, that, despite the show being utter shit, has anything like blown you away visually? Because for me, I'm just finding it all lackluster. Too much CGI.
Yeah, absolutely not. Everything's backlit and lens flared, because if you could really see what it looks like, you'd see how crappy everything was done.
Yeah,
so,
but the
of
thing
course,
is, you can't overcompensate for a bad script with CGI. It just doesn't cut it.
well, you can't overcompensate with bad CGI by lighting it in shadow either.
And interestingly enough, I thought, what the fuck is that? And I thought, is that what passes as a Ferengi these days?
That is the newer Discovery age design of the Ferengi. Yeah, it looks terrible.
Chat, what do you think of this Ferengi character? What would you see if you saw Quark come back and he was dolled up like that? I just wouldn't accept it.
Well, they have to be 20% different, so they don't have to credit the original creators of them.
Dave Milner says Babylon 5 had better effects, and that was 30 years ago. Yes, and they were all done on Amigas.
Yeah. Commodore Amigas.
Cartoon Man says, looks like a Halloween mask. Franco says, terrible. Rachel in the chat, hello you. I'm betting it's a Kling hybrid or some garbage. Yeah. Scottish Celt says, Gary Lineker. Ooh.
I don't know what that means, but everyone's a hybrid now. Like everything is hybrid.
He's an ex-soccer player who's gone full-on woke at the BBC. Manuel Grill, hello you. Tolerance is derived from Latin tolerare, to bear, endure. So I'd say we're all plenty tolerant of this crap show right now. Yeah, I wouldn't even say that was a Ferengi, says Ardent Party. No, it's not. It just, I don't know. It looks like a booger.
Yeah, even the bad guys in this episode, furries, they're hybrids. Everything is a hybrid in this show, which is part of their, the message they're trying to promote.
Bit of romance in the chat there. Jamie Lynn Simons is asking Gav, you love me? Now, calm down. There might be some rum pictures in this show, but that's as far as it goes. Here we go, Crazy Cat Lady. This chick needs a fucking brush yesterday. Can somebody beam it? Don't they have replicators that can do brushes? Because this chick has not run a brush through her hair once.
Well, we figured out, Professor and I figured out the other night that crazy hair and sort of an anorexic, shrewish appearance is a hallmark of this species, because Carol Kane from Discovery looked the exact same way.
Maybe it's just the kind of chick that Alex Kurtman's drawn to. Somebody who looks like somebody who should be pushing a cart full of cans. Here we go, Genesis.
That could be it.
Z, do it.
Give me Genesis!
I thought she looked exceptionally biffy. Somebody said in the chat, or was it you, Esther, what said she looked like an ex-girlfriend who looked like a fish? Was that somebody else?
Yeah, I think that was probably somebody else, but
I get confused easy.
There's a problem with her in this episode, a huge problem.
Doesn't Jaden look like he's got a turd on his forehead?
And I thought he was a turd.
A Klingon with dreads. It just, I don't know. That's borderline. You'd think somebody would object to that and go, over here, and then kick the shit out of him. Predators are taking offense. Oh, look, there's that Ferengi again. That looks fuck all like a Ferengi.
Yeah.
Not interested one bit. Oh, look, here we go. There he is. Oh, yeah. Oh, Gaiden. Oh, Kyle loves Gaiden. They do have a touching moment in this episode.
Oh, they do. Very touching. In this episode, though, for the first time, Genesis has some competition about who's the bestest girl boss ever and who's the key to everything. We have like some two Rays, or it's like May and Osha action now, and we can't figure out who's the bestest girl boss. We don't know now. Very confusing.
Apparently, the USS Miyazaki is named after Hayao Miyazaki, who's a Japanese manga artist and animator and filmmaker. Is he studio? Is it Ghibli?
That's Ghibli. Yeah, Studio Ghibli.
I thought so.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't think of a more of. I can't think of more of offensive way to supposedly honor somebody. They just did a Cisco on him here.
Oh, do you know, thanking Avery Brooks last week, what were they thanking him for? Because he didn't do anything. And like you said last week, R2, the dialogue that they used was from an album of Crazy he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, spoken word poetry.
Thing is, though, he smokes a lot of weed, Avery Brooks, by his own admission. And apparently he's like jazz hands all the time.
Yeah.
More love in the student realm. There's Caleb, Space Jesus, and he's looking at her. He's like, yeah. Because she's got such a hard name to remember. I remember her real name, Zoe Steiner, but I forgot her name already. And I did it in the intro. Oh, God. Somebody, is it tiramisu or something? It's something like that.
Tamira.
Tamira, that's it. Sounds like something you'd have in Greece.
Yeah, just call it Tammy.
Everybody, you're all going to be my crush there, and then you're going to do some shit, and we're going to take side bets.
She's just Erica Cartman. Erica Cartman. And then, hello, internet service providings.
Do not redeem.
Oh, I am calling from the Microsoft. Your machine has been infected. Oh, Johnny Five, I'm being beside myself.
Do not to be going on training mission now.
God, we're Gen X and a boomer. What possibly could go wrong? Anyway, this was kind of weird because, Caleb's that hard and super. He was engaging his plasma shield before they even went aboard. This is Lieutenant Commander Tomov. He's been permanently stationed on the Miyazaki, and he's kind of like he's there as a trainer.
As a punish for toxic masculinity, as a punishment, they sent him off to the training ship, which, by the way, should either be on the holodeck or in Earth orbit. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, there's no reason.
Go on. Professor?
No, there's no reason whatsoever for them to do something this incredibly dangerous with cadets, to go out to this derelict spacecraft in the middle of wherever. We saw a training flight in Star Trek II, which, by the way, they borrow more than a few things from that plot for this episode. But we saw that, they go on this training flight. Well, those are all, very senior students. They've been in school for a long time. They're going out for that test flight to really get some practical experience. But for the most part, all their training happened in simulators. And with the advent of the holodeck, there is virtually no reason at all to take them out into space and do something as dangerous as this.
True. Skyfire, who's subscribed, says, I hate this show. The ships are ugly. The people are ugly. The sets are ugly. The scripts are ugly. It's just ugly. Fugly, sorry. From the first frame to the last.
Yes, but on this episode, we've got Commander Tomov, who's a very well-capable white male. I sure hope nothing nasty happens to him.
They wouldn't possibly bump him off. Ardent Party says, someone had the nerve to call that guy the only white man in the show recently. Can't remember if it was one of you guys. Maybe Robot Head. Maybe.
I have a question for a professor. What would happen if you were caught betting with a colleague about one of the performances of your students on a test or an exam?
It wouldn't go well, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but, for me either. Or a coach or anybody in professional sports, we see that happen. Yeah, just checking. Thanks.
Our gentleman in the chat says, I absolutely love Miyazaki films. Now even more disgusted. This show just takes a shit on everything. Dave Milner says, Caleb can't be that great in the bed, though since Beta Tart starts talking about doing it with others right after. Oh, that's going to hurt.
Remember, he was like a homeless criminal, grew up on the run, and spent all his time studying advanced hacking and quantum physics. He had no time to learn how to do sex properly. Yes.
Obviously, he's not the bestest ever when it comes to bedroom shenanigans. Robert Picardo, he's just, I don't know, I'm really disappointed in Robert Picardo because he's just shilling for this, something crazy.
You should be. We all should be. The guy. Well, just imagine how genuinely awfully stupid these people in Hollywood are. Like, I can no longer take any of them seriously ever again.
Can somebody please tell me how Sam works and why she needs a plasma shield? Isn't she a hologram?
You've sunk my battleship, Z. I was going to mention that in a bit, but you've totally done me. But honestly, Arnold Rimmer has got nothing to worry about if he's compared to
at least he had a light beam. She doesn't have a light beam because in that episode with the alien plants, she's beaming from place to place to place. She's got nothing that's causing her to project. Does that mean that the Miyazaki also has holographic projectors on it?
I don't know. But the thing is, and I did mention this last week, where is a holographic projection unit? Oh, thank you, Brian. 3-pot knackers.
No, when she was on shore leave at Chlamydia 5, she picked up an actual body. That's what happened. Chlamydia so now 5. She can be shot and needs a medical tricorder from a holographic doctor, apparently.
Can you imagine that when she's been on shore leave and she walks into sick bay and he says, please state the nature of the medical... Oh, it's you. Get your flaps out, love. I bet her beef curtains are down to her knees.
They have forgotten that a hologram is supposed to have something that projects it. I think she is just some sort of photonic being. She's made of light.
She's magic.
But she's also a computer that can interface with computers. And she's like, it's absolutely, it's just magic. It's magic. It's not science fiction.
But she can't interface with computers because she had to take the comic and put it on the panel instead of just she's already seen it.
Spoilers. Wait till we get to those bits. We can rip it more efficiently if we save that angst and anger in and get it all out when it happens. But they take a shuttle. The thing is, they could have beamed over. That would have been far more practical.
Nobody knows how to work Nobody knows how to work the transporter on this ship, as clearly shown later on. Nobody knows how to do crap on this boat.
Oh, Genesis kind of looking a bit weird. Go on, do it, Z.
Give me Genesis.
There we go. Flav in the chat says, have a beer on me. Apologies for the political post, but Rupert Lowe has now launched Restore as a party. Perhaps we're not lost after all. Well, you paid for the privilege there, Flab, so I don't even apologise. That's 2.5 pot knackers. We'll have to split it, Z. 2.5 pot knackers. Hello to everybody in the chat. Tell you something, there's some great stuff in the chat tonight. If you know anybody who's bored and they're online tonight, send them a link to the show. The more the merrier. And hello to everybody over on that other platform that sounds like Tumble, like Mr. Tumble. But they go across to this ship, and it's weird. It's just, I don't know.
It's Alien. That's not a Federation ship. That looks like it's from Alien. But I want to mention, we have 30 live viewers right here at the moment. That's the highest number, 31.
Well, it's not bad. We've done more, but more's the merrier. And I want to get everybody talking in the chat. That's just we've got more of a conversation if we get more people on board. But here we go, Space Jesus. They need to restore some form of life support and do it in under 2 minutes because the captain and the first officer are having side bets on how long it's going to take them. But
2 minutes, really? Like. You don't even know what part of the ship you're in 2 minutes. That's insane.
Yeah, true. I keep saying hi to Jamie Lynn and she keeps saying hi to me and hello, you're all right.
The life support conduit is right by the docking bay.
And the other, we'll find out later that previous cadets had almost fixed something. So didn't they fix life support previously? They undid that, but they didn't undo the other repairs and reset the training situation back to start. I don't understand. Like, so they leave some things partially fixed and they re-break other things.
The thing is, haven't they tried switching it on and off? That's the first thing you do.
Well, she's. See, I thought maybe they filmed this first before they decided that Sam was going to be a hologram, but then later on she does some computer stuff. So I just think they just do what anybody needs to do, and they give no thought to character, world building, or individual capacity. You know, people have abilities that pop up out of nowhere. You know, we'll see later on people can do stuff that was never properly set up. They're just making it all up as they go along.
It is. It's all fiction, and the narrative is rubbish. The stories are rubbish. The characters are just lackluster and so boring. And I don't root for none of these guys, especially this chick. She's like, I'm going to have a side bed. I'm going to make sure we can all do it in under 2 minutes. They've got 38 seconds left. And, oh, my God, that is just offensive. Every time I see this character, they should not exist. I don't care what people say. Jem'Hadars didn't have cocks. So how has a Jem'Hadar knobbed a Klingon and ended up with that?
Carefully.
Hey, I bet you any money that Jem'Hadar wished that the Klingon woman, wished she was like a light bulb. At least he could have unscrewed her then.
Mm-hmm.
Super Caleb, Space Jesus, and he's done it. Ha! I've won the bet. Fuck you! Sorry, wrong character. But you can just tell the level of bile this woman carries around with her, because it just exudes out of this character beyond all reason. Oh, God. Anybody else? You know, enemy mine is going to come in at any moment and kick the fuck out of me.
So I was just thinking we should pass a law to imprison anybody involved in this show for crimes against humanity.
Yeah. It's not even funny. You know, this whole business about Ketracel White and whatnot, they might have weaned them off it after all these years. But I don't know. They would have severely had to mess with the DNA of the Jem'Hadar to take that reliance of Ketracel.
Well, they messed with it to make them reproduce, but her blood is actually Ketracel White now. She doesn't have to take it. That's what her blood looks like. So
yeah, well, the thing is, the Ketracel White was only made by the Sona. So, you know.
Good call, Gavin. Yeah, everybody just has regular human being teeth, except for Holly Hunter, who has, you know, dentures. They've got dentures because you can't talk right.
Yeah, I'll stick that on the screen, actually. They don't have alien teeth. Even the Klingons just have normal human teeth. Only Holly Hunter has false teeth in this. Yeah, her teeth are like stars. They come out at night. Puns are plenty, but Caleb's used some of this... what was it? Something not pliable matter.
Programmable matter.
They used it in the first episode.
That was right. But he's the master of programmable matter, and he's used it to recombobulate the a transmogrification Z. There we go.
Yeah. So my question is, let's say none of the rest happened, and they just finished their training. Does somebody go and break that thing again for the next group of students because they leave everything else partially fixed?
Well, they won't do because the custodian of that ship might not make it out of this episode. And
did you notice, make it out of the scene?
And did you notice you've got this Tron-esque vibe to everything again? Somebody is really, really jealous of Tron.
Well, or somebody mentioned Event Horizon. It looks like this is just this regular Starfleet ship. It should look like all the other ones we're used to seeing.
Z, you're very quiet about all this. What's your thoughts?
Oh, well, I'm just waiting for the next bit to come along.
Ooh, misses.
I have things to say.
There's another laughable part. Sam engaging her plasma shield. Why would she need one? And if she did, if she had like one of those mobile emitters like the Doctor had in Voyager, wouldn't the shield only be needed around the holographic emitter?
Look at that look on her face, man. It just...
Yeah. She's a special kind of special indeed.
Absolutely.
Kyle's got a longing. I wonder what he's got a longing for.
That plasma device that they can turn on is specifically mentioned to be not a shield, it's not protective. It's their life support system. So she doesn't need one at all because she's not alive.
Yeah, but she's the bestest hologram ever.
Yeah, that's kind of racist. Say you're just You're just bigoted against photonic life forms by saying they're not alive.
Yeah. Hey, I don't discriminate. I hate everybody equally. And this made me laugh. I've seen this transporter signature. I've never seen anything like it. Well, he's just said it's a transporter signature, so obviously he has. So plot point there, that's completely disintegrated. So the people writing this shit don't even get it right. They don't even back up their own arguments or the ideas that they come forward with. You know?
Yeah, but he's a student. Why would he have seen it? How about somebody with actual experience? You know,
writers on this episode as well are Kenneth Lynn, and I think it's Kylie or Killy. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, but I'll say Kylie for now. Kylie Rossiter. So those two haven't got much of a clue. And it's interesting how Gene Roddenberry's got a writing credit, you know, just because it contains the name Star Trek. I don't know if it must be writing from beyond the grave. Maybe they've got a Ouija board. Is it a long-lettered word, Gene? That's right. Take it to left. Maybe Doris Stokes, Z. Do you think she's doing? She's channeling Gene Roddenberry.
Mystic Smeg, I think.
Yeah. Mystic Smeg. I forgot about her. And then there's Commander Internet Service Providings, and they're getting all these transporter signatures. Although they've never seen anything like it, even though they just said it's a fucking transporter signature. Hello. Oh look. I meant mentioning this earlier, but you put me off, Hister. Don't apologise. It's fine. Anyway, I'm just pulling your leg. I've rechristened the cadet on the far left. Does anybody remember Animal House? She is now Cadet Flounder.
Well, that's rather insulting to Flounder.
Yes, me.
Yeah, but, you know, I don't think Stephen First is going to complain now, do you? He was in Babylon 5 as well. He was Veer Cotto.
He was. That's Veer. Yes, indeed. Excellent character.
Unfortunately, died of type 1 diabetes. Or was it type 2? I can't remember. It's funny, a lot of the cast members of Babylon 5 died early. Like Richard Biggs. I was quite shocked. Because he died of the same thing I nearly died of. But I'm still a ticking, quite literally.
Yeah, anyway. Like half of the cast members died way too early. It's
like that. Mira Furlan, she died a few years back of West Nile disease of all things.
Yeah, yep. Jerry Doyle.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of them have passed.
Patricia Tallman, she's still with us. So is Walter Koenig. Bruce Boxleitner, of course. J.M. Straczynski still with us. Oh, Claudia Christian. Oh, crikey. What's her name? Oh, Jerry Doyle's ex-wife. She was the telepath. Lita.
Andrea Thompson.
Andrea Thompson, yeah, she's still with us.
She left that show to be a CNN anchor. How weird is that?
And
really?
Stephen First, who played Veer, he died.
Yeah.
Years back.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
We mentioned that.
Speaking of dying, listen, this show exists because of streaming, because in the good old days when you had to perform on television, the show wouldn't have lasted past the pilot episode. It would have been canceled immediately.
I noticed that Kyle's last name is Djokovic, which is quite strange because I'm sure he'll have a jock itch when he's been with the Crag. Gaydon Crag. Oh, I forgot to mention everybody. I'm gay, you know. During this show, I'm technically gay. I'm the first monosexual gay man presenter on YouTube, so I'm the first of my kind. Gavin in the chat says Billy Moomy's still alive as well. I saw an interesting video with him. Some people were just driving, and he just nonchalantly pulled up, and Billy was sat on the steps outside of his house, and he was very cordial. He had a nice little chat with them while they were waiting in traffic. And who else did I see? Oh, yes, Steve Guttenberg just crossing the street. And he was, like, really cordial, too. Franco says, it's Frygay. It is indeed. I don't get Genesis. I don't know. I don't know if I find it tasty or not.
Andreas Katsoulis has also died.
Oh, yeah,
he passed. Yeah, Peter Jurassic is still around, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff Conaway died too.
Yes, he did. Zach Allen.
Well,
that's what being on Night Watch gets you.
Yeah, Genesis is upset here because she's been replaced as the bestest girl boss ever. So she's not happy.
Oh, Cadet Flounder. She's going to flounder.
Well,
this
needs to be the
com badge.
That needs to be the photo for her IMDb page.
Yeah.
Her just there with her mouth open like a fish.
Now, here we go. A big cliche for bad guys. When last week somebody said, "Oh, there's fairies in the show next week," and I thought fairies, like the weirdos who dress up as animals. But no, they got it wrong. It's furies. Now, these have got to be the biggest cliche ever because this is not original. All they've done here is try to make it like a cannibal version of the Borg. You know, a species to be completely feared, but they kind of like made a mishmash of a character from loads of others. You've got a bit of Predator in there. You've got what the changelings were in Picard season 3. You've got a mash of that. And there was so many, like the Reavers from Firefly.
Yeah, Reavers was what I thought first.
There's a lot, there's like nothing original to them. The cannibals, and they're kind of interdimensional. But Crazy Cat Lady's going to negotiate with him.
He's going to talk out the side of my mouth. He's going to respect my authority.
Now, Captain Ake is a Lanthanite. She lived for hundreds of years, and Nodura Skra is claiming that ship as salvage for the Furies. Now, surely she should have realized that they could have claimed this at any point in time, which means that claiming the ship was never their goal in the first place, but she completely fails to realize this.
Yeah, because she's up her own arse.
Oh, well, she's a complete dunderhead.
Yeah. This is Federation space, so they shouldn't even be able to claim anything or be here, but it's not really Federation space because they don't actually control it. So
no. And they just let people waltz in and do what they want. It's like the Federation, but a Federation that's got no balls.
Or border. This is what open borders get you right here. And the show.
Can't mention walls. It's no. No, you can't mention.
What about
walls.
Beta Z? The whole point of them was to lower their walls.
Yeah, but they're an analogy for Trump.
and this is an analogy for what?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the characters can't be smart.
No,
it's not possible because the writers themselves are so massively feeble-minded that they can't actually put together a decent plot, and they can't write characters who are smart. So, yeah, it's obvious why this ends up as dumb as it does.
It's like they make Packlards look like Stephen Hawking.
They do, yeah. Do you notice this ransom is 30,000 bars of latinum? Now, in the season 7 DS9 episode, when Rom's the Grand Nagus, he tries to buy the bar back from Quark for 5,000 bars, which means that they only want enough money to buy 6 bars on space stations.
Maybe they're going to create a franchise of Quarks.
Oh, it's inflation, though. It's been 1,000 years. They're probably not enough to buy a single bar now.
Exactly.
Noticed,
so they should have just gone, yeah, absolutely, we'll pay that. Just hang 10. We'll get the money to you right now. Don't kill anyone. Tell you what, we'll bump it up to 50,000.
Did you notice the Chancellor actually displayed some testicles this week, but got slapped down?
Yeah, that happens every time. Oh, I think they just updated the IMDb page. You know how in some movies they'll say like Streetwalker number 1, Streetwalker number 2. Yeah, no, I'm joking. I'm saying now we have Fat Ugly Bitch number 1, Fat Ugly Bitch number 2, Fat Ugly Bitch number 3.
Yeah, that's pretty much par for the course with this show. And I just don't like this chick here. Apparently, she's a leser too. I didn't realize she was a rug muncher. Not Holly Hunter.
Respect my authority. I'm not happy.
And then we've got Pig Vomit.
Who's a rug muncher?
The Klingon Jem'Hadar woman.
Oh, she's Tig Notaro's girlfriend. They've been that way the whole show.
No, the actress is actually a rug muncher too.
Oh, okay,
That's what I was getting at. Somebody, did you notice that in our group chat for the show, that somebody put a stand-up bit from Tig Notaro? And
yes.
Were you as disgusted as I was and what she was doing during her performance?
What, that she was topless? Well, she's actually making a statement because she had stage 2 breast cancer.
Well, yeah, it's a fact and everybody knows it. But you know, I might have snapped my banjo string at one time or another. True story. But you don't see me going around with my cock out.
Yeah, what statement was she making exactly?
Well, maybe she's like, I've survived breast cancer, but that's not the issue. She as a performer or a comedian should be there to sell her comedy, and her bit and her act and routine. She doesn't have to do it with her shirt off because that's like she's getting sympathy laughs.
She doesn't have any comedy to sell, though. She's not funny.
No.
But Bert Kreischer does all of his comedy acts topless. I don't know. I don't understand what the problem is. Every single performance that he's done, I've seen live. Bert Kreischer has been topless. He takes his shirt off.
I don't know.
I think it's a non-issue, to be honest.
Pardon my ignorance, but I severely don't know who that is. So anyway, they're going to bring Nuss Bracker back, and we all know that Nala Aki and they love each other so much. But as a character, don't you think he's like over the top, but in a really crap way?
Yes. Yes.
And he's a cliche. He's a cliche too.
To be honest, this is below Paul Giamatti's performance abilities. He deserves much better than this.
Yeah, I think he'd make a really good orangutan in a movie. Oh, he's already done that, hasn't he? Well, the level of scorn, is Nuss Bracker a metaphor, do you think, for white male toxicity? Because
how many cadets did he kill in the first episode?
No,
they're asking him back.
I think he's a metaphor for competence. I like him.
Really?
He doesn't have a lot of material to work with in the script. I'll give him that. There's only so much he can do. But yeah, he's a metaphor for somebody who actually knows how to do things and get stuff done and accomplish things and to plan things out. Yeah, he's the hero of this show.
Do you think Aki looks at him with pure disgust because he is competent?
Yeah, because he's the only intelligent life form on the show that she's seen.
They all look down on him because he's white and male.
I think I missed a couple of slides out again. I don't know what's going off.
You have. They were pushing some of the cadets out the airlock, and for some reason, Sam didn't volunteer. She knows the void of space cannot hurt her. She should have gone, I volunteer as tribute, and they could have pushed her out the airlock, beamed her back aboard the ship, and
well, they shouldn't even have to beam her. She could just move herself. But Internet Help Desk has a very valid point. Why were there no security personnel in the room? He's the most sought after bad guy in the Federation, and there's not a single guard around in sight.
He also says, why in her quarters?
Well, we know the answer to that one.
Ah, dear.
I guess she doesn't have a ready room.
I just love this. I mean, I know this is a whole. No, I haven't missed any. I thought I'd missed some bits out, but none that I thought were relevant. But this is a holographic communication. Or is it? No, it isn't. It's all right.
No, he's actually there at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I may have titted up. Anyway, I don't care. And then we've got Admiral Persian Man. Yeah. Somebody said he's a hot dad. I don't agree with
that. He was so much cooler when he was a gigolo with a crossbow or like a Knight Templar riding on a horse with a scimitar. He's not cool anymore.
And he was Timo, a really bad crook in Burn Notice as well. This sheer look of disgust on her face. It's like somebody told her, because I imagine Holly Hunter to be a raging liberal, because she's in the show for a start. So I bet they said to her, your motivation is, he's Trump.
Yep.
And that's why she's got this look of absolute disgust on her face. Because again, I think he's a metaphor for capitalism, taking every opportunity you get and making some financial gain.
But I thought that was Carol Kane. I thought her species was the metaphor for capitalism. The Lanthians. Yeah. Well, the makers of the show don't care, so why should we?
They don't even adhere to their own canon.
No,
and I don't think none of this should be a part of Trek canon at all.
No, and this entire situation makes no sense whatsoever. They're going to find this criminal, and they're going to wine and dine him to get him to tell them the secret of what it is that that he did to get rid of these other bad guys. What was the thing he did to get rid of them? And they're going to do all these things, and they're going to stop giving dilithium to a planet so that he can be the one to supply stuff to them, and they're going to give him supplies and stuff. He's a criminal. Arrest his ass. Put him in prison.
And I thought this was quite good because he's squaring up to this Admiral, Admiral Vance. And he's like, I'll tell you what, I'll meet you in that alleyway. You bring your dad and I'll bring my dad. And we can watch them fight each other.
The writers only view canon as something that gets in the way of them putting their trauma on screen. Even their own canon, when it gets in the way of them putting their all of these special people. What did you say, Professor Mentally Feeble? The only pull they have is they think their personal trauma is the most interesting thing in the world, and all they want to do is put it on the screen for people to see, and it just makes us puke.
It is pure space puke. And every week there's something else that causes a bit more disgust and a bit more hate towards it. And they wonder why people aren't eating this up. When they make this, I bet they're all patting themselves on the back and go, oh, God, we are so good. We're making something totally different here.
Well, that's why Hollywood laid off 40,000 jobs last year, not to mention the second order effects, all the restaurants and dry cleaners and people who tended to. Los Angeles is going to be dead by 2027.
Well, I thought they were shipping everything out back to Canada because in the early 2000s, they were all starting to make stuff in Vancouver because they had like the Fox Vancouver studios.
But it's still it's still all based in Hollywood. They're Hollywood companies, Burbank, etc. But
yeah, I agree with that.
It's going to be a ghost town now because they won't even be able to afford to make something in Canada or the UK or anywhere. It's going to be dead because they are incapable of giving us anything other than slop like this, and nobody wants it.
Yeah, just going back to these slides here. He was holographic at this point, and then he actually does come on board. Yep. So that's what I was saying earlier when I thought I'd messed up on the slides. But yeah, the look on her face says it all. And do you think all these established actors that are in this, like Holly Hunter and, people like Robert Picardo and Paul Giamatti, beg your pardon,
they're not established actors. They're has-beens, all except for Paul Giamatti. They're all has-beens.
The point I was going to make before somebody burped is the fact that they're only doing this as a cash grab. And any sincerity that they're putting across about this show is purely to shill. That's all it is. In fact, Holly Hunter's been very quiet about this. She's done a couple of articles. But she's not really been bigging it up that much, which I thought was quite strange. But Robert Picardo, he's been like a rash on social media about this.
It's all performative. Nobody believes what they're saying. When you look at those red carpet things, nobody's taking it. Nobody can take it seriously. It's all just another layer of make believe to these people.
Ardent Party says, for your information, Canada has gone so hardcore communist that China will start making films here before Hollywood disintegrates, which is a shame. and as a former Albertan, I hear Alberta's on about leaving the Commonwealth of Canada, aren't they? Or is that just
there rumor? There's some referendum coming up.
Here we go. We've got a super here from Sean Carter. $5. Thank you. My favorite part was the hologram who needed a shield because there was no life support because she needed to breathe. Oh, there we go. I think there's a message there, don't you, about being able to breathe and being a person of color.
They're trying to be inclusive, but their portrayal of people with autism here is just absolutely offensive. She's completely non-functional, can't do anything. It's incredibly tokenizing.
I've got to ask that why have they got cadets on the bridge at this point? This is a life-threatening situation.
Yeah.
Why haven't they cleared them out and replaced everybody with experienced bridge crew? This situation literally demands it.
Because they haven't got any
inexperienced students on the deck of a bridge working out how to save their fellow comrades. Just get rid of them all, replace them with seasoned officers, and get the job done.
Ensign Flounder. I think she deserves a spacing. Shall we space that bitch? There we go.
Ow.
Sorry,
that was loud.
Oh, hang on. Let me just do it again. Is that better? That better? Sorry.
There you go.
I don't think these kids can steer.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great line from Wrath of Khan. Ensign Flounder, everybody. And what do you say, Ensign Flounder? And just for clarification, Esther, you were talking about autism. Myself speaking as a person with autism, I find that offensive, and I find this show entirely offensive to people like me and anybody else with sensibilities, or anybody who's a real Star Trek fan. And I just love that over on X. You're obviously not a real Star Trek fan because you're missing the whole point. Gene Roddenberry was talking about inclusivity and bumming and rug munching and everything else. You're just missing the point because you're just a homophobic, anti this, that, and other. Oh, God. They've always got something smart to say. Well, but they can never back it up.
I wouldn't say it was smart.
Yeah,
it's just rhetorical bloody crap.
Whenever you have to engage with those people, there's only one thing you have to ask. Do you have any defense of this show beyond calling me names?
Yeah.
Yeah. And who
because that's it. They can't actually defend this show as being good. It is objectively garbage.
I think
they'll call you names all day long.
Oh yeah, I think I need to ask them who ties their shoelaces for them.
Even the Furies don't make sense to me because they're human hybrids and constantly in pain. But in 2 Voyager episodes, Faces in season 1 and 2 Vix in season 2, they've been able to separate DNA from one another to either create a combined being or a separated being. So they could even offer to cure them. That medical tech existed 900 years ago.
They don't even have aspirin, apparently.
No, it's not good. Christopher Snyder says, are there any other channels I need to subscribe to? And gives likes. Just tell me, please. B-Sides, B-Roll Stage. Go give them a like and watch their show. It's on at 2 a.m. not Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. There we go. I get so confused with all these time zones. Atom's in the chat. I have got a screenshot. I took a screenshot because I wanted to remind myself of what's happening on B-Sides tonight because it's Halloween. And here we go. Oh, are you ready for the Monkey Hustle? Barbara Lawrence will be there. Smilex, you're there too, Professor R2. Jethro, I love you. So that's tonight. Go on.
Oh, I just want to make a point. When you said this show didn't make the Nielsen top 10s, it's the top 10 streaming originals. Do you know how hard it is to not make the top 10 streaming originals, not streaming shows, not all shows, just streaming originals? Echo made the top 10. Ironheart made the top 10. Mm-hmm. This show did not make there aren't even 10 streaming originals on at any given time. It should be a gimme to make it into the top 10, and yet this show I can't even name 9 other originals that would beat this, but they exist. I haven't even heard of 5 of those. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. Unfortunately, Lieutenant Commander Tomov, he got chucked out the airlock. I think I'm definitely missing some slides here.
But surely they should have just got him aboard the ship.
Exactly.
I mean,
tried to resuscitate.
Season 1 TNG, Urena, the Lagonian, is killed in combat but revived by medical tech shortly afterwards. Voyager episode Mortal Coil, when Neelix dies in a shuttle accident, he was dead, clinically dead, for hours. And 7 and 9 revived him using Borg nanoprobes.
Yeah, even Princess Leia died in space, and they managed to revive her.
Don't. Look, I'm going to let everybody into a little bit of a secret. Not next week, but the week after, on Just Bad Movies, we're going to do The Last Jedi. And we have a special guest on that show. He is booked. He is confirmed. And I'm looking forward to it. Gaiden and Kyle. Oh, the bromance continues. But it gets worse a little bit later on.
Facing death, Gaiden can't help but flirt.
I know. And then he says, you must be a Klingon. Yeah, right.
Do you have a little Klingon in you?
He will do later.
Would you like some?
Yeah. Oh, Rachel in the chat says she's never seen The Last Jedi. You're so lucky. Don't. God. Can't believe I'm going to have to rewatch that. I am not looking forward to it. Oh, there we go. Super Sam, she could put her hands in tellies and try and get ships' computers going that haven't been running for 125 years. And this sort of like beggars belief. Not quantum, but singularity drive. Now, that is the means of propulsion that the Romulans used to use in their warbirds, right? And they used to use a singularity, a micro singularity, a black hole. But Starfleet couldn't make this work. I also noticed that the front of this ship is a bit of a nod to the NX-01 Enterprise.
With the flat front.
Yeah, and did you notice when we got that downward look of it, when the USS Vagina came out of warp, that it's got one of those oldie style deflector dishes, not the blue ones, but the actual like satellite dish type things.
Did you notice if you read its registration upside down, it spells boggle?
Really?
Yes.
The game's afoot. But Sam's there. She's deleting Caleb's browser history. He's been checking out some clown porn.
Yeah, this ship is still 850 years older, newer than any of the ships that we're familiar with. It should not look like that.
This went offline 125 years ago.
Yeah, but they're 1,000 years in the future, so it's still 850 years past the TNG era.
Oh, yeah.
It shouldn't look this old. This looks like something, from the Trek movies. So
yeah, it's very confused. The design language, the actual construction of it. Then they talk about the drive and it, all these adventures they went on. There were 100 years ago or something. And then they show the comic books, and then the characters are dressed like the old show. Yeah, anyway, we'll get to it.
But it's all conjecture. It's like it's all cobbled together. Nothing makes any real sense. And a comic book about, this was an experimental ship, for God's sake. So this would have been technically its maiden voyage. And when it tried to use the singularity drive and it failed, and a lot of the crew died and the rest got out in escape pods, etc. How could there be a mythos and a legend about this ship and about their adventures if it never actually happened?
Technically, the drive was a prototype, not the ship.
Right.
So the ship could well have been in use well before the event that destroyed it. But that still doesn't explain why they're all wearing classic Trek uniforms.
That's what I was sort of thinking. It's like, hang on a minute. There just seems to be a lot of things here what don't make sense. Kyle's a wannabe soldier. He gets shot in the leg by a Fury. Who came up? Do you know they were on about in the writer's room? I bet Oh, anybody going to the fairy party this weekend in Hollywood? Well, that sounds like a great name for a character. And we'll like have some faux Borg type cannibal crap. Oh, here we go. Touching moment between Gaydon and Kyle. Oh, it's going to happen. Look at that. Oh, I am going to bum you. If you were any other man, I would bum you where you stood. Look at, where's the teeth? Do Klingons go to dentists now?
Dude, he's a bottom. He's not bumming anyone. He's the bummed.
Do you think he's going to be biting the pillow later?
Indeed.
Absolutely. Pillow biter is what we should have been calling him this whole time.
Oh, God, can you imagine that in the locker rooms? Oh, dear, I appear to have dropped my soap again. Okay. Moving swiftly on, Gaydon. Oh, the thing is, though, I think they're both bottoms. That's the issue here.
Well, that's why that's the problem. It's like Romeo and Juliet. It's fated love to never exist. They're two bottoms looking for a top. It's tragic.
Gav says today's a good day to bum.
But today is a good day to bum.
Tomorrow you will be walking like John Wayne. Who's John Wayne? You'll know tomorrow. Oh dear. Yeah, it's sad. It's like a gay romance, and it just fails to start every time. Oh dear. But this is just such a fucking joke. And these characters are just they're not really credible. I realise what's happened now. For some reason, Affinity has put all my slides back to front.
Well,
so I'm going backwards.
And you can't even tell the difference. But jokes are funny. Jokes are fun. This is not just a joke. This is an assault on pop culture. It's a travesty. It is a desecration of something that we love and hold dearly.
Yeah, but we have a moment of smug bitchedness. She can't help herself.
Yeah, that's all we have. That's why we're here.
That's all she's there for. She is like the totty of the show, and you can't honestly say, and I'm putting this out there to everybody in the chat as well. Is there anyone in this show remotely attractive? Because Genesis is technically the hottest one in the cast. Her and Tiramisu.
I know Franco prefers tiramisu, I think.
But I wouldn't. Fair enough, I'd shag them, but I wouldn't go out of my way to shag them. You know? I just hope I wouldn't get enough Romulan ale in me that I wake up next to Flounder and Sam as a three-way. Oh, God, can you imagine that? Oh.
Well, their faces are the least offensive, but their body, they look like 13-year-old boys. There's nothing really appealing about them.
True. There we go. Token Lesbo and Darum. I think he's bio as well, don't you? I think any holes goal with Darum.
He said as much on the show. Yeah.
Yeah. No one on this show is straight, but remember if they do give you someone with a pretty face, it's going to have that build that Jimmy Savile really appreciates.
Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. There's only one hottie in this show, and you never see her face. Do you know who that is? Britt Marling, the ship's computer. She's stunning. I mean, she's a screaming lib, but it's a definite yes. Genesis is the bestest ever. Oh, I've just offended somebody. Never mind. Anyway, Genesis is the bestest ever. But no.
Yeah, her and Darum have managed to find something using the sensors. They're tracking a signature that looks like they have some. There's a ship that's moving through the debris that's cloaked. But of course, they find it, and Darum immediately has to say, "Oh, well, it was her that did it. She's the smart one, not me."
Yeah, I have to mention I am in awe of Z3PO and Professor and Trev for knowing the names of some. Z knows all of the names of these characters. I couldn't memorize them if I wanted to, but he rattles off like when Kotarak Brockna Flappy Pants. It's like, oh, that is his name, man. How in the world did you... Like, I really am in awe at your ability to know who these people are.
I would say Z knows his shit, but he knows this is shit.
I know this is shit. Plus, I have all their names in a Word document just to remind me.
Nice. Notes do help.
Interesting take from Skyfire 85. Not even Q can make this enjoyable. I agree. Anyway, Graham says, can someone tell me what happened to Vulcans being 15 times stronger than a human? They don't seem to be anymore now.
No. Yeah, I thought it was like 3 times as strong generally. 10 times, that would be like a superhero. So
this is interesting. Old Cranky Gamer says, how about Vulcans using logic? There's no logic involved in this show at all. All right, internet service providing. But Genesis is the bestest ever. She's come up with a way of discovering where there's a hidden ship. The Fury's ship. And there wasn't even like a decent premise to this. Why are they shooting there in the door? The weakest point of that door is right in the center where the joins are. So why aren't they attacking that? Oh, let's see. Logic. But there's a face for radio's radio.
Yeah, with everything wrong with this show, you're questioning the writer's ability to come up with tactical stuff that makes sense. Absolutely not, man.
Anybody on the panel ever see the movie Beer Fest?
Yes.
No. Oh, yeah. Beer Fest. Yeah.
Doesn't she look like the black chick who gets landfill drowned?
Oh.
The one Barry Badrinath wakes up next to.
Okay.
You know when he thought she was dead hot in the car and then he has the flashback of not being when he's not drunk?
Yeah.
And then he wakes up with her next day.
I see where you're going.
Just like her. Yeah. In fact, that could be her daughter for all I know. Another talentless shit. There we go. Subroutine processing. The ship's all over the place. It hasn't got a clue. Even the computer's not logical. Jaden was wanting to get down on all... Look, he's assuming the position, but Kyle's already down there. I think this should be the other way around. Go on, Kyle, round the back. Get some back doors smashed in. Barvey's not even convincing us of Vulcan in this. And I'm kind of glad in a way what happens a little bit later on. But then again, there's a show that could tear a rip in the fabric of space-time. Oh, God. I bet there's somebody somewhere finds her absolutely attractive.
God, here's the thing. If Sam could actually hold a phaser, she could just teleport zip, 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 zip behind all the furries and pick them off one by one. There are at least 10 ways in canon they could have easily dealt with this problem without, having all of this nonsensical mishmash BS going on.
The interesting comment from Cranky Gamer. All I remember from Beer Fest is the effeminate German ripping them about Zimas. That was hilarious. That's a great film. And there's a callback. Did anybody notice the callback to Super Troopers in that?
No, I did not.
Oh, when they go to a scene where they're all training in the German beer place, and just before they get that messenger turn up. The music in the background is the same music out of the stolen Porsche in Super Troopers. You know that bitty bitty body bitty boo. That one with the where Rabbit has to try and arrest that hot German chick. Why don't you hop up onto Uncle Rabbit's knee? I don't think that's such a good idea, Thorny. That's a great film. We might actually. Super Troopers, and I might do that on in March. We're going to do some great comedy films on Just Great Movies. I haven't thought of a convenient name yet, but this ship, they're having to retrain it and to recognize a new crew. And then the comic book comes out, and I thought this was total bollocks. So a computer can scan, and it literally takes ages to scan the pages of this comic book, but it was digital.
Yes, and Bavy had it on him. So does he normally walk around carrying a library of comic books?
Yes, he does actually. But because Sam saw it,
you're a bit hot there, Ister.
Oh, because Sam saw the comic book, it's digitized in her digital memory. All she has to do is instantly transmit what she saw to the computer.
But why is it scanning like this? She should be able to do it instantaneously.
Yeah, she's already done it by looking at it. But he does walk around.
And then as Z said, we've got TOS uniforms on these characters.
Yep. Yeah, with that's the NX class Enterprise there, but I don't think the comic was meant to be the story of the ship they're on, even though I thought that's what happened during the episode. I realized it's just about a random crew getting lost, but why would you have to train a computer to accept a new crew on a Starfleet ship? He's not like again, it's just like these people don't have any idea what they're doing. It's so
why does the computer need to read it page by page?
Exactly. Well, why couldn't Sam have just transmitted it instantaneously? Anyway, Melvin Deeply, thank you. Melvin Deeply, Wrenched World of Sport, says £2. Pot. Thank you, sir. That's a pot knacker. I want to chuck that R2's way because he looks a bit hungry tonight.
Yeah, and
Sam's absolutely cacking it, and she's got nothing to worry about. Thank you, Melvin. Yeah. We've got knacker now. Melvin Deeply, Wrenched and World of Sport for another £2. Thank you. That's one for you, Wister. You look like you need fattening up for Christmas.
Well, Sam is talking in English to the ship. It's two computers. They should be communicating instantaneously via machine language, and they're using English and they're doing it slow.
Yeah,
painfully slow,
like a ZX Spectrum loading tape.
Yeah,
yeah, cassette. Like put your Commodore 64 tape drive in there.
Have you seen two AIs when they talk to each other?
Yeah, they create their own language.
Yeah,
my goodness.
But to be fair, Sam is a little bit special, kind of special. So she's going to be slower, but she still shouldn't be using English.
Melvin Deeply, Wrench World of Sport for another £2. That's all. You may proceed. Thank you, Melvin. Good point here from Ardent. Nobody writing this knows about binars.
Yeah.
We did mention that, didn't we? Not so long back. Mm-hmm. The binars.
Nobody writing this knows about Star Trek, for fuck's sake.
And did you notice this went a bit Babylon 5 as well? I'm getting like Lita Alexander, Shadow Vorlon vibes here.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And somebody, I think Professor mentioned also Dark Phoenix, Scarlet Witch vibes.
Oh, yeah. She's Jean Grey in this. Yeah. She's moving beyond her powers that could be dangerous if she uses them too much. And then she releases them and she's.
But it's Phoenix. Love. It's the power of love and feelings, not logic.
Well, that's why Genesis is upset. She's being replaced as the bestest ever here in this
Tiramisu
moment.
Is far better.
Yeah.
Franco, calm down. I've got a stream of ones. So, you give a one.
Why do all the bridge crew are very apprehensive about letting Tamira try her solution of communicating with the crew telepathically? I don't know if you remember in the TNG episode, Thine Own Self, Troy has to take part in a bridge officer's test, which she keeps failing. And part of the engineering section of the test is knowing that you may have to send a fellow officer to their death. So surely all of the bridge officers there know that their first duty is to the ship. All qualified bridge officers should know that. So why they're all apprehensive about Tamira using her powers, I have got no idea. It just doesn't make sense. Not even from the Starfleet's own handbook.
She is just a cadet, so you don't usually put them in harm's way.
Why not?
Look, a call back to Enterprise.
It's been a long road getting from there to here.
I still think, Doug Drexler was robbed because he designed the refit NX class, and it looked so good. Mm-hmm. With the secondary hull and the all-new deflector dish and everything else. Better nacelles as well. But Paul Giamatti, he's just like, easy money, baby. That's why I used that line on the thumbnail for the video. But this chick here, she just fucking bakes my noodle. She's just she's like a You know, when you're trying to have a shower, but the plug hole's all blocked up and it's just full of hair and it's just a mess of craziness. That's all this character is. And she's not even a good metaphor for intelligence or, wisdom and experience because she's just getting played. Nuss Brecker plays her like a record, which is quite coincidental because he starts messing with all her junk. And he does. It's quite literally the clue's there. I'm just going to play you. That's all it is.
Also, I've got to highlight that he does say that lanthanites can effectively live forever. They can also breed because she's lost a son. Surely that would mean there would be more lanthanites than any other species in the universe.
It just depends, though. Emotional damage and baggage. Old Cranky Gamer for $5 and his World of Sported says maybe they are non-binaries. Are you here? Have I got? Hang on a minute. Hang on. This is for you. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, I just realized what they're doing here. This, like you said, as a cash grab, the actors. This is just Alex Kurtzman stealing money from shareholders to give to his friends. That's why he casts the same. That's all. We're actually witnessing grand larceny. That's what's happening here.
It's not.
Are you saying that this is high-tech money laundering?
Embezzlement, yeah.
Imagine that.
But whose money? And the fact is, they're stealing not from us, but from shareholders in the company. Which, if they were paying attention, they might.
Hang on a minute. If they've won the contract to produce these shows, albeit 20 to 25% less Star Trek than before, they've tendered to get the production work. So obviously Paramount's giving them the money for this shit. 10 million an episode.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's all one big Ponzi scheme, embezzlement, scam, money laundering, extortion. It's a way for them to keep, not just their friends who are actors, but production companies and producers. It's just a way. Hey, it's basically the Somali daycare scam, Hollywood style.
Is it Hollywood? Is it Starfleet Leering Center?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, each episode costs more than 6 Godzilla -1s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean Carter says for $5, 21 to 24 producers on each episode. That's money laundering right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there may have been a Somali kid or two that actually did learn something. So it is Starfleet Leering Center, except nobody learned nothing here.
I bet they're good at maths, counting all that money. Old Cranky says, Jimmy Cranky, I forgot about that. Hey, Jimmy Cranky in the house. I miss Enterprise. The cast was great, and the Asian comm officer, what a spring role. You're on about Grace Park, who played Ensign Hoshi Sato. There we go.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. I don't think they can count. They have to pay somebody to count their money.
Really?
They can't count. These are the stupidest people you could possibly imagine. I bet they couldn't divide 10 by 2. Not a chance.
Well,
they're the ones that have to pull out their iPhones to figure out a tip if, they actually tip.
That's the one thing I don't like about your fair country, tipping culture.
Right.
And people are trying it over here, but no way. I don't tip.
I'll be the first. It's gotten out of hand, man. They want tips for everything, for the cashier at the gas station for doing their job. Like fully automated systems are asking you to tip like the machine now. You can still say no at this point, but it's really getting insanely out of control.
Now, I don't know if I mentioned this in the first episode, but his haircut irritates me far more than it should. The noughts and crosses haircut that he has there is a game that cannot be played. There's 5 X's on the board, which means X went first, but O's won the game with a maximum of 4, with the 4th one under his ear on a 9-point board. So there can't be 5 X's. That's invalid. And that annoys shit out of me.
Tic-tac-toe for our American friends there. Skyfire85 for $5, and World of Sported says Starfleet Leering Academy. It is indeed. And Ardent Parties called me out. Grace Park was a Cylon. Yeah, but you know what I mean. I know what you mean now.
But
I can't remember her name.
Linda Park is.
That's it, Linda Park. Grace Park was Sharon Boomer in the reimagining of Battlestar.
Yeah. Can you imagine both of them together? Grace Park plus Linda Park. Holy
I hope they fancy a Trev sandwich.
Yeah, see, we don't get women like that. If they were on this show, I'd probably be watching it.
When happily. It comes to hot Asians, right? A lot of people seem to forget Tamlin Tomita was the lieutenant commander on Babylon 5 and the pilot.
Who forgets that, man? We all remember her. She's yummy too.
Yeah, although I still found her yummy in Picard season 1.
Oh, what did you think of? Didn't I get you the original scored?
Yes, you did, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? Yeah,
I'd love to get it on Blu-ray. Ooh.
Yeah, Tamlin Tomita, I think, was the first. She was in Karate Kid 2, and she did a bunch of early sci-fi stuff. And yeah, she's awesome. She's still around.
She even ended up in SG-1 for a while as a member of the IOC.
Yeah, she was bitchy in that, though. Like, I didn't like her there.
Another show that Robert Picardo was heavily involved in. He got well into the Stargate franchise, both in SG-1, and he had a season on Atlantis as well. I'm just currently rewatching Atlantis after I binge-watched SG-1. And then I'm going to do Universe again. I still say we were robbed of a season 3 of Universe. But this whole dialogue between Brass, Nus Braka, and Nala Ake, it was just hard work. It was just like ping pong, but nobody's playing.
Yeah, it's these really stupid writers' idea of what tough talk sounds like. It's ridiculous. It's laughable. It's like, laughable, man. Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
Okie dokie. AI's going to love that. But old Tiramisu, she's got an idea because she can communicate without the use of wires or any wireless technology. She can do it with the power of her mind because she's the bestest telepath ever. She makes Deanna Troi look like an old BlackBerry.
Well, Deanna was only an empath. She's a full-on telepath. Well, not only a full-on telepath, you've got a secret third power.
Yeah, but her brother's a full-on fuckwit. How does that work?
Yeah, she's a full-on chaos witch as well. Not to mention, Phoenix Force channeler. Like, she's got all the powers, man.
But she's the bestest ever. Ever. Anyway, I am going to play a trailer shortly. Guess what slide number we're on now? 69. 69.
No, I have to do them in backwards.
I have to do them in batches of 100 on StreamYard. It's weird. If I put any more than 100 in a set of slides, it has a meltdown. It won't go past 100. I find a brother a totally useless character. He's a non-entity. It's like, why is he even there? I mean, he was the mascot on episode 4. And it was a tit. It was just so useless. He was surplus to requirement.
And he debased himself in front of Sam in the previous episode.
Well, yeah. I don't know. There's just something about this chick I don't quite like.
Is it the fact that her eyes aren't black?
Well, there's that. Why didn't they give her black contacts?
I don't know. All betazoids have got black eyes, even the half-breeds.
Oh, even that Tam, when was it Tam Elbron? In Tin Man?
Yep.
And that guy was great as that guy. But he was an unstable telepath, wasn't he? He had to be reined in because he was a bit of a wild card. And yet he could communicate with Tin Man over light years.
You could dress up dogs in Starfleet uniforms and make a better Star Trek show that makes more sense than this.
Yeah. The thing is, I hate this show, but I enjoy ripping it. It's very therapeutic.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Somebody should AI dog Star Trek, like Dog Trek, and that would be. I think there's potential there.
Somebody sent me an AI Star Trek of our current Prime Minister and our former ambassador to the United States. That was quite interesting. Hey, Z, what did you reckon to that advert I sent you on WhatsApp the other day?
Yes, very amusing. I've also been laughing my titties off at somebody sent me an old Harry Enfield and Paul Whitehouse sketch.
Oh yeah, he's redone it, hasn't he?
Yes, but it's with Keir Starmer.
That's the one. I've seen it.
Yeah.
We can't say that word.
Isn't
he? Queer. He looks queer to me. Do you think it's a queer?
If he looks like a queer, sounds like a queer, then he must be a queer.
Yeah. Wasn't he supposed to be sacked by now?
Oh, I can't look. We're not going down that route. All I'm going to say is there's a fellow that rhymes with louse who pulls his strings and gives him his orders, and he can't disappoint him.
Exactly right. There was an interview where he was asked directly Davos or Westminster.
Oh, for God's sake, shut the fuck up! Right, moving on. It's still reading this comic book. Still reading this comic book.
Swab.
Oh, well, you can take a swab if you want, but you're going to have to get your own DNA checked. Anyway.
Because we're coming up to the chlamydia line. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is... Oh, yeah, he's nearly there. He's nearly in position. Move a little closer, Kyle. My God, what's Clegg doing? I think he's attempting entry, sir. I thought this was a really naff bit. All that firing, it's red hot. And that Fury sticks his arm straight through. I thought these beings were slightly interdimensional. Why didn't they phase through the door? And I could just imagine her going, "You better back your ass up if I come over there."
I love how the computer has read all the comic books and goes, "Well, this seems like canon. You must be my new crew."
Yeah. Totally verified the origin of this comic book. So yeah, absolutely. I'll turn over all my controls to you. But yeah, this is apparently a door that you just cut a hole in so you can reach through and grab the handle and open it up. It makes no sense that they cut a hole big enough for a hand and he sticks it through to just fire wildly into the room.
I'm thinking of another film here. Right, for this moment, and then, poof, well, give the man a hand. Bit of Clarence Boddicker there for you, for free. Oh, all that, just the whole plot point, the whole plot device of that was to get a comic book read by a computer, and it took it ages to scan. There was hardly any pages in that book. Sam encoded it digitally. She'd already got it in a system. Why didn't she just USB it? You know, she could put her hand in the telly and automatically transfer data. And I've seen that done before somewhere else as well. The replicators, you know, the human form replicators from Stargate.
Oh, yeah.
They did that, didn't they? They could do that into people and equipment.
Yeah.
So that's another idea stolen.
Yeah. Well, see, Sam has force fields as well. So she could just teleport inside to each furry, turn on her force fields, zap them, and she could hit. We saw her when they were pulling the prank. She could do all 6 of them in like an instant and take them all out.
She could do a Seth
Ant-Man in Thanos' bum thing.
Yeah, and she could do a Seth Brundle on them all, to be fair, if she wanted to. I'm going to enter you now, Kyle. Oh, why don't they just fuck already? Get it out of the way.
They're only allowed one sex scene, and they blew it at the start of the episode.
Well, Caleb blew it. Yeah, Tiramisu, she blew off of the Delta by the sounds of things. I noticed how they sort of like bigged Bavy up for a little tiny bit. Technically, he's a white male, isn't he?
Green.
Oh, don't. That's
white.
Foreshadowing.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna play with my crazy hair.
They must spend hours in makeup doing her hair. Oh, it doesn't quite look cat lady enough. Hang on a minute. We'll just, I know. We'll get a hedgehog and just roll it through your hair a little while. The whole hair rolling thing, and like she's stimming. Get a grip. And Robert Picardo is like a flaccid cock in this show. He's just flapping away, not doing a deal, just getting in the way. Just fucking stinks of piss.
He does look like a foreskin, actually. Look at his face. He really he looks foreskin-esque.
He reminds me of somebody, and I can't quite place who it is.
A foreskin, maybe?
Oh. But he's starting to look like somebody else now. I don't know whether it's like Elmer Fudd.
I'm driving in my shadow.
Reminds me of that skit I heard once. Where, I want the rabbit. I'm going to spear a rabbit through the head with the rusty wide iron. Remember that from the early days of the internet? That bit with the Elmer Fudd crank call.
Kill the furries, kill the furries, kill the furries.
And this was naff. Well, I mentioned this last week. The size of pads now. Really? They didn't need pads that big before.
Yeah, because the actors weren't so old. Now everybody needs the large print pad, iPad version.
So hang on a minute. He wanted the best of space tequila, and there's only 4 bottles. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like tequila. A bit too much, to be fair.
Do you like it with a lovely cat piss finish?
No. I like it.
That's what he says.
I like it with a very mineral spirits kind of aftertaste. Well, anyway, yeah, he did say that, and like, was it flat earthworms and stuff like that, and he still basically insinuated it was garbage what he was being given.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got to agree with you, Z. The whole noughts and crosses thing's bollocks.
It is.
What's with the like finger things? That's just totally weird. And it's like some crap Borg, isn't he?
Well, maybe the thimbles. He does a lot of needlework.
Yeah. A little bit quiet in the chat. What's going off? Has the chat stalled?
I think they're all bored and falling asleep.
Sorry, I'm not going fast enough. I will catch up with you, chat. I will catch up with you. Yeah, it's hard work, and it was all about this fucking Starbase thing with all the research. A bit like, oh God, what's it called? The Daystrom Institute, but this was like a weapons grade version of, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, left completely unguarded, by the way.
Yeah. Because this new Intrepid class, what name was it? It was like Sargasso.
Sargasso.
That was it. Which is like the new version of the Intrepid class.
Yeah, it's hideous. Hideous looking.
Lyra Thok rhymes with gammy cock. What do you reckon, Z?
Definitely.
Well, look, it's a shuttle. No shit, it says they're a shuttle. And this whole hologram technology thing's just rhubarb now. It's just such a lame concept.
It works intermittently for him, but for Sam, it works perfectly all the time.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's tiramisu. And that implant thingy. Well, they didn't do a very good job of that. It doesn't actually go into her brain. It just attaches to a spinal cord.
Yeah.
Which is weird. And surely, I mean, a bit of foreshadowing. If she were to rip that out, wouldn't it cause severe spinal damage of some form? My God.
We can only hope.
Yeah. That hypo spray looks more like a sex toy.
Vibrate mode 3.
Can you imagine that? Like a giant dildo, but it's lit up by LEDs. Sounds like somebody's making sloppy noises.
And that's me at the thought of an LED lit vibrator.
Oh, you calm yourself down, you spunky spunk rag, you. Oh, you've been round Tatooine a few times, I've heard.
Trev, is it her kind of gap tooth look that turns you off, maybe, about her?
I don't know, no. It's
her nose isn't really symmetrical either.
I don't know. She's a bit off-center there. When you center her up, she is quite symmetrical. Although her left eyebrow is slightly down as opposed to the other one, but that's just a minor thing. I don't know. I think it may be she's a bit too young and a bit too what I consider to be frail. She seems quite petite.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Could it be the mustache?
Maybe. And maybe the cock. But never mind. Yeah, so all that just to get a shield up, and it took all that time and explanation, and there was too much going off about it. And I noticed as well the furries, when they're angry, did you notice how they made them sound a bit like xenomorphs?
Yeah. And when they got cut off from the door, I expected them to start coming through the ceiling.
Yeah, that'd have been a great idea. Although it might have been a tad too obvious.
I wanted one of the characters to scream, "Game over, man! Game over!"
Oh, I thought you said game over. Jaden in the house, bend over.
That can't be right. That's in the room.
I'm reading it right, man. Look.
It's like, did she get a black eye or a black eye?
6 of one, half a dozen the other. But hey ho, anything can go in this show. And then it goes back into dreamland. But then again, like you said, Z, she does not look right as a Betazoid with normal eyes.
Not at all. None of the Betazoids seem to have their black-colored eyes.
See, I always like that concept about Betazoid in the Berman era Trek, as I like to call it, because with the completely black eyes, it's like they could look into your soul and beyond.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Because you're not quite sure if they're looking at you 100%, looking at you, looking through you, that kind of thing.
When cats dilate their pupils and it looks like they're really trying to control you mentally.
I haven't been that close to pussy in a long time, Z. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a shot. It would be trivial for them to make her irises solid black. I think they just didn't know.
Maybe, or could it be this 25% less? Is it 20 or 25? We know it's around that mark, don't we?
Well, he doesn't need to be 25% less because this is the same company that made TNG. So he's making this for Paramount. They own the rights to Next Generation. So I'm not sure. It's only going the other way. Like, so no, I don't think so. Or they would have had to change the name of Beta Z and Betazoid to something 25% different. And I don't even know who decides what's 25%. I don't know.
Maybe they have to run it by Paramount Legal, just to be sure. I mean, I'm not kidding. I mean, if they're contractually obliged to adhere to that as a part of the terms and conditions.
See, I thought that was the JJ stuff had to be 25% different, not the Kurtzman TV track.
Well, it's the same deal, really, isn't it? Because Kurtzman and JJ, they're one in the same, aren't they, production-wise? But it was the division between Paramount and CBS that split the TV and movie rights. Those are all consolidated again back to Paramount. So I'm not sure, I don't know if it's actually public, if anybody's seen the contracts, the paperwork. I know I hear it a lot, but these guys own they're making the show for the people that are the sole owners of Star Trek. So I don't know exactly how that works. Did you see that thing on social media about that guy who'd been on Joe Rogan and he was talking about Kurtzman?
Yeah.
And how Kurtzman's making it for himself, not for the fans. He's making Trek that he wants to watch, not what established fans wouldn't watch.
Oh, well, that's everything obvious. In Hollywood. That's everything in Hollywood now. All of the TV shows, all of the movies, all the writers, they can only and will only write stuff for themselves. The audience is them because all they care about is representing themselves.
That's beyond selfish, though. They're underserving.
It is. That's why
we as the consumer are being underserved by selfish fucking vanity projects. These talentless hacks that want to churn out this crap, which doesn't adhere to its established canons and Bibles. But no, we've got to do our own thing and try and sell you a narrative as well.
Yeah, well, every James Gunn movie is a James Gunn movie. He is just making the same movie over and over again. And all these series are the same thing over and over again. Discovery is the same as Strange New Worlds, the same as Lower Decks, is the same as whatever this garbage is.
Yeah, and all the writers are fat, ugly women, so that's why we get so many fat, ugly women characters. Because
is it too much to ask for creatives with actual talent in Hollywood?
They got rid of all those. They used to have those.
Why does everything have to be so fucking mediocre all the time?
Yeah, well, those writers were male and pale, so they were stale and they had to get rid of them and replace them with stunning and brave
and the best people.
Which is why we get dialogue like it's like looking for a needle in a haystack made of needles. Then it's not a haystack; it's a stack of needles. And the needle is right there. You bloody idiot! You don't
Giant
have to look
haystacks
that far.
was offended, Z.
Yeah, I remind you, when they were interviewing people to work at DC Comics, one of the interview questions was, why is Batman problematic? Those are the people that are making this stuff.
Yeah, and it's all ugly chicks too. And, God.
Yeah,
there is nothing here.
Have you looked at the pictures of the women who write this slop?
I've only seen one. I've seen Gaia Violo at present. The other ones I've see. I watch this. I have to watch this twice, and I said this last week. I do one pass and loosely watch it while taking screenshots, and then when I put everything together, I tend to rewatch it again because I can't honestly remember what's happened. And I started doing that again today. Right, and I got halfway through, and then I fucked off and made a sandwich. That's how interested I am.
Take a look at Tawny Newsome in press junkets from the previous episode. She's right there with a big old pierced nose ring in.
Yeah,
and she's the best looking one of the lot. When you get a minute, look up some of these writers. I'm gonna grab a picture and put it in my avatar for.
Well, even better, go look at some older pictures of Tawny Newsome before she really had any influence, before she really, was involved in any of these projects in Hollywood. She was fairly fresh, and then look at them now. Like she has gone from being a fresh, like adorable young face to just being everything we hate about Hollywood.
Has she had a certain Jimmy Jones beverage by any chance?
Even Gina Nyashere, when she started out in her comedy career, she was fit as.
Really?
Now she's fat as.
And she's defo munching the rug, isn't she?
Yeah, I didn't know it had that many calories in it.
Obviously not. And obviously the new Intrepid class ain't as good as it was. That does not look... God, look at it. It just looks like stickle breaks. All these ships now, they're so crap. And they look just so not... John Eves, Rick Sternbach, Andy Probert, people like that. Matt Jeffries. They could design stuff. And it was practical. And you could see how and why that was built in such a way. It looked like it had a function.
The floating nacelles above all things look dumb as hell.
Yeah, it's like none of these ships look cool. None of these ships, they're like faux Federation. It's like when you order Star Trek The Next Generation from Wish.
Oh my God, what the hell is even that?
Oh God. Is that Ensign Flounder?
That's Kristen Beyer, the other woman who wrote the Cisco episode of this show.
Oh, God.
Tell me, they all look like her. Are you not surprised?
I bet she's not seen many penises. Oh, God. Is she munching the old carpet as well?
Are you sure she doesn't have a... No, never mind.
Yeah, she looks like she's munching. She looks like she's munching Twinkies. I got to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, she's got a permanent IV a Minute Maid.
But I'm saying the vast majority of writers on our stuff now are women, and they all look like that. So, of course, you're going to get characters. Even the ones that are supposed to be beautiful, like Galadriel in Rings of Power. She looks like a little shrewish anorexic wench. Like I'm interested to see what Galadriel is going to look like after Ozempic and her cheek, her buccal fat removal. That'll be interesting.
Why is it all these people involved in shows like this? Yet again, they're of the San Francisco way of thinking. And I know they bang on about San Francisco in the first episodes, And, Starfleet Academy has always been in San Francisco as well as Starfleet headquarters. But I don't know. It's just this whole California. I hate to drag America down, but there's this whole thing about California and, Comifornia is it they call it now?
Yeah. California is not America.
Yeah. Feel free to
very limited.
But the thing is, when people move to California and after about they go there and they go, oh, this place ain't going to change me. And then within 6 months, when they go back, say they go back for Thanksgiving or something and go back to like Ohio or New Jersey, and people are like, what the hell? Who's this? Who is this person?
I mind this is only this is San Francisco. This is LA. This is California is a big state. This isn't everybody. These are the deep blue cities like Chicago and New York. But look at that ship, the Sargasso. It looks like a gold cargo ship stepped on by Godzilla.
Yeah, it does. It does look a bit like they could have at least made it look a bit more like an Alkesh because they're cooler.
Yeah, but it's a cargo ship, but it got crushed by Godzilla -1. Like,
indeed. I wish I had a thing to make me sound like a man. I could go, indeed. Yeah, I've been. Anybody else follow Joseph Malozzi on Twitter?
Oh yeah,
he's a great guy, and he's been posting some fantastic stuff, like behind the scenes. Do you remember the episode where they kept doing the time loop?
Yeah.
And Joseph Malozzi put some pre-post footage of when they were doing the golf scene. When they fired the Stargate up, and he went, "How far's that? Several million miles, O'Neill." It's like that whole scene, and then Hammond comes in and goes, "Colonel O'Neill, what the hell are you doing?" And I thought that's just so good. And he's just been putting out some fantastic content over on Twitter. Big hi to Joseph. I know he watches the show.
I would love to hear his honest opinion about this show. I'm not sure he could do that.
Our show or the Starfleet Academy. I just want to be transparent.
Well, both of them actually, but I was thinking Starfleet Academy. I don't think he's quite ready to end his career yet by being completely honest about this show, but I'm curious to what he would say.
I wonder what he's going to do with Martin Gero's project. The new Stargate on Amazon?
Yeah, he can only consult. He will have no authority, so.
Yeah, I wonder. He did mention that we're bringing 4 people back, the writing staff. And I forgot who the other guy, obviously it's Martin Gero, Joseph Malozzi, and I forgot who the other 2 were. My memory's for shit. It's this show. It's brain rot.
Who are you talking? Who's an actual writer on the show, or who are they bringing in to consult?
Who are they bringing in to consult?
Oh, it's like Brad Wright and.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's one of them. I don't know if they bring in Bob Cooper back, but I think he was more of a producer, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think. So Joseph Malozzi and Brad Wright are the 2 big ones. Giro's the showrunner, and I think, I don't know if they've announced who's going to be in the actual writer's room yet. So
I think I've got Carl Binder going through my head as well. I'm not quite sure for some reason. Anyway, all this has just been one big play, really. You got this Venari Raoul crap, which we had in the first episode turn up again, and it's just this was like a non-battle again. Like when they were up against the Klingons. It's like this ship. It's obviously it's the bestest ever starship in the fleet, and it's got all the latest technology and everything. But it can't win a single battle with anybody it comes into contact with. It's like they purposely go out the way to be crap and lose, so nobody. In fact, I've seen more people get hurt in the A team. It's like watching the A team. They fire all these bullets and shit, and nobody ever gets hurt.
This is the same ship they beat the crap out of 5 episodes ago, and now all of a sudden they can't touch it.
Mm-hmm. And yet again, they're just getting played for all they're worth. Captain Internet Service Providings, he's about as much use as a clock-flavored lollipop, to be fair.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't mind them getting the crap beat out of them because they're so incompetent. It would be more offensive if they actually won.
There we go. That sums up Captain Nala Ake.
She looks like she's pushing out one.
Yeah, curling one off.
Yeah, I think she might be constipated. Maybe she needs a bit more olive oil in her diet.
Captain Pinchaloaf.
Yeah. Do you need help, Captain? Do you need your head squeezing? No, I'm all right.
This is going to be the size of a baby's elbow.
Yeah, it's like a one-armed baby disabled hippo. And yet this Sargasso, USS Sargasso, what a crap name. And it takes so many shots, doesn't even fire, and neither of them start firing. You know, that Sargasso, that new Intrepid class, it doesn't do anything. It turns up and it just sits there. Oh, they're firing at us, Captain. Yeah, okay.
It is Gaydon's favorite ship, though, because it is flared at the base. So,
yeah.
So they warp into a live conflict, no shields up.
Yeah.
A butt plug like a Goa'uld cargo ship. I love that.
Yes. We also cannot forget, we were told earlier in the episode that there were 6 ships standing by within a light year.
Yeah,
that could be there to assist them with whatever they needed. That means that there are ships that are out there that are minutes away from helping.
Yeah,
just a quickie. Just noticed in the chat. Can we not use the R word in my chat, please? I'd tolerate many words, but the R word and the C word kind of off the table at this point. So if you can be a bit mindful about that. If you want to say, insinuate that they're in the Crayon Club, by all means do it, but just don't use the word, please.
Is the C word competent?
They're not on this show, but I'm sure she's got a corner. I think she's parting with a cricket ball. Z, what do you reckon?
It certainly looks like she's pushing something out.
Yeah,
maybe perhaps.
Those 6 ships didn't help in this battle, nor did they go and defend the space station, which apparently was only defended by that one Goa'uld cargo ship.
Yep. And then you get all this, so hyperbolous. The overact. Everybody overacts to like make up for the lack of script. And when they're not overacting, they're just like no acting. Gina Yashir, she has no fucking acting ability. I could act better than her. And I have 0 training in acting. And I don't think Holly Hunter's got much fucking talent either, to be fair.
You really nailed it on the slides. You got all of their ridiculous facial expressions. Yeah. Every slide. I appreciate the work you put into that. You really nailed it.
Well, 600 slides tonight. That's how many slides there are.
Does it look like there's a little bit of dribble coming out of her mouth there?
I think it's jism. What do you reckon, Z? Has it got the right consistency?
I think she's been gargling that from the start of the episode.
It certainly looks the right viscosity, doesn't it?
It is. You couldn't have picked a more ugly picture of Genesis if you tried.
It wasn't hard.
She's been getting some of that Delton man milk.
It's ironic that the droid is the channel expert on bodily fluids, but I'll take it.
Which droid are we talking about? The gold one or the?
Both of them, sure.
And I'm fluent in over 6 million different types of penises.
Nice. What about the Space Walrus of Taco 9?
Too salty for my liking.
Nice. Taste o' the sea. And look at that. A message sent in the clear, pretty much. Durham can decipher anything. They took the bait. Bon appetit. Oh, ho, ho. You got played, sucker. And you could see how angry. She's not angry at Nusbracker. I think deep down she's like angry at the writers for making her look completely stupid.
Are they going to rendezvous at Gonorrhea 7 or Genital Warts 9 after
I
the
don't know.
battle?
Jack off 3, apparently.
Simplex 10.
God, this is going down in the annals of history. Does anybody else think Imperial Shuttle when they look at that?
I do, but to be honest, when this was happening, it was just a bunch of nonsensical, fast-moving glare. I didn't notice. I can notice it from the slide.
Oh, God. This is fantastic. Rachel in the chat says they're heading to the Crabs Nebula. Oh. Oh dear. Oh, Cartoon Man says Bombatit. No. Bummelon 7, not Z3PO. Have you two interfaced, Z?
I plan on it.
Nice.
On Bummelon 7.
What? Really, Trev? What have I said now? Crikey. And yet again, it's like they hit it with everything they've got, and that other ship just like, haha. Oh, look, you can do anything. You're a wizard, Gary.
Set a course for Trichomyosis 9 in the Crabs Nebula.
Yeah. Star Trek, The Search for Plot. I thought of that line all by myself. Singularity Drive online. Well, they're not going to do anything with it. It just takes the transport inhibitors off. But yet again, it's just... They don't go into any detail with anything. Everything's just, it's like they skirt around everything, but don't give, there's like, it's almost like promising you a kebab. And when you get there, there's like just a few flakes of meat on the stick. Do you know what did me? And I never mentioned it. You know, when we talked about the first 2 episodes?
Yes.
How Tatiana Maslany was Caleb's mum.
What she,
A totally unimpressive performance. And she's gone batshit crazy too, hasn't she? She upsets people with her opinions.
Oh, but it wasn't until just before the stream that I realized that it was her playing the character.
Playing a character. Yeah, I don't think she could play anything, to be fair.
Yeah,
Even
she got fired from Marvel. Somebody who checks that many boxes gets fired from Disney. Can you believe it? Like,
oh, I like that. I don't know how to pronounce that. Can I call you Asda Jam? It's all soy. I know a story about soy. You know a story about soy too, don't you, Z? But we'll keep it to ourselves. Anyway.
Tiny fireflies.
Yeah. Even that core thing looks stupid, doesn't it? Are you all right there? Do you need help, Esther?
Oh no, that was me. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, sorry, Esther. Are you all right there?
But I do need help. I've had to watch the show twice.
Oh God! Here, now you need help seeing this.
Oh God! Yeah, at least she took her grill off for the shot. Like just some.
Oh God!
Ignorant, stupid child actor who.
She's probably the nicest girl you'd ever meet in your lifetime, but I also think she's probably the most annoying twat. And I blame you for that, Esther. I am using that word more and more this past week.
You know what? If she is like a really sweet, nice person, and I grant that she could be, within 6 months, she'll be calling everybody colonizers, claiming that we're all living on stolen land.
And demanding reparations.
And that we should eliminate ourselves for being white. So even if she's nice now, she's not going to stay that way.
And Esther killed the stream. You should have seen it as soon as you said white, how many people dived out the stream.
It was WHYTE, like.
Oh, right. Yeah, my bad. Do you know what? I'm going to foreshadow something now. All these people, after this series is done, all they're going to be doing is chasing the con scene. You know? They're like signing photos for the next 30, 40 years. And people still won't give a shit who they were.
Yeah. People are going to be lining up for signatures from, Chekhov. And they're going to be like, but hey, I was Vulcan number 3 in the episode of Star Trek.
You've just reminded me now.
No one's going to care.
Yeah, no one's going to pay them anything for an autograph, man. They're not going to go to cons.
Hey, if you don't go to a con and pay $600 to have Mark Hamill sign a photo for you, there's something wrong with you. Mark Hamill's going to have to pick cigarettes out of an ashtray again.
Well, think about it. They say we're not real Star Trek fans. If you look at the ratings, the viewership for this show, if those are the people showing up to cons, they will not be able to make a living.
Well, that's on them, not us. And it's on the producers as well. They probably got that when they were being touted. Oh, yeah, if you star in this show, You'll be living off cons for the rest of your days. That's your retirement fund right there. And it's not going to be, because it's the money, like you say, it's not going to be there. People don't want this. This is almost like somebody comes up to you and says, oh, you know, your driveway looks a bit crusty, a few cracks in it. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And then the contractor walks off. 3 days later, you've got a brand new driveway you didn't ask for. And then they're coming at you with one demands for cash. That's what this show's like. This is this and everything that's come out of Secret Hideout. Nobody is wanted. Nobody is asked for. But we're getting it anyway. Whether we like it or not. Oh, dear. Anyway, transporters are online now, which is probably a good thing. Because they can beam everybody out and put an end to this shit. Because these Reavers, if these are the new scary bad guys in Star Trek, they're not very well thought out. And look at this. This is bullshit too. Sam gets hit by phaser fire or disruptor, whatever that weapon might be. Mm-hmm. But look at her. She's out of action. Surely, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, when they were playing that game of tag in the Arboretum, shots were going straight through her. How's this affected her?
The same shots that destroyed a replicator.
Yeah.
So
and yet the rules have changed to suit. And surely, why didn't she have that shield thing on again? Look at her. She's totally bollocksed. I think I like the look of her a bit better now. She looks very Tron de-resed. Oh, no. Tiramisu's pulled her thingy out of her neck. Looks very convincing. You're not a very good doctor, are you? You've let her do that. He wasn't taking good care of her, was he? If he was an attentive doctor and looking after her because she's the bestest telepath ever, right? He'd have made sure she wouldn't have pulled that thing out of her neck in the first place. Oh, it's like some weirdy mushroom thing.
Yeah, totally doesn't look like it would have done massive damage to her nervous system when she yanked it out.
Rachel in the chat said that's a weird hickey. Nice. Have you had a hickey from Klewicki? Is it Klewicki? We mentioned him earlier, didn't we, Zach Allen? Conaway, Jeff Conaway.
Oh, I thought you meant cloaca. I thought we were talking about
cloaca. I haven't heard that since Rick and Morty. I am bird person. I have a cloaca. That was the best character Dan Harmon ever voiced.
I do like me some bird person.
And Tammy. Oh, do you remember when Rick and Morty was good?
Yeah, the first 3 seasons, absolutely.
And then it's all gone quiet. Justin Roiland got fired for a false claim, for a false flag against him. And it killed the series. I think.
Where do you think those writers went to? They came here. They went over to Marvel, not the good ones. The untalented acts that were in the writer's room watching real creative people do work, being under the delusion that they could do it just as good. That's what we have here now. Yeah.
As the Jam says, they have some backstory plan where they're kind of fighting the enslaved holograms. So every phaser has black ice components now. All right. Not Z3PO says, lighting is so bad, I'd rather be on the Nostromo. Interesting fact, the first person to die in an alien movie is from my town. Who knew? And he was a Doctor Who. Who knew? There you go. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Yeah, so she's having this huge melt, even though she's sparkoed out on that operating table. She's removed that inhibitor. Obviously, it's to help her focus her powers more, because she's the bestest ever. I think Kyle's made an insertion.
Wasn't John Hurt the first guy to die in an alien movie?
He was indeed. You're quite correct.
Mm-hmm. And he's British, right? So he comes from one of the. That's actually kind of cool, man.
He comes from my town.
Yes. I love John Hurt. Incredible talent.
In fact,
I love him.
My town sounds like a brand of cigarettes in America. Look, they're doing it. Look. I am getting close.
Yeah. I am arriving.
You've only just put your gack in me.
Yeah. Can I mention something? John Hurt did a movie where he played a writer who was homosexual, who obsessed over a young movie star played by one of the Beverly Hills 90210 guys. It was fantastic. It was amazing. And he was gay, but it actually had a good story. It was well written. It was incredibly acted. No.
See, did he do a Quentin Crisp?
Who?
John Hurt.
I'm not aware.
Right.
He might very well have done.
I don't know. Not 100%.
See him on Clapham Common.
With George Michael. Let's go outside. Yeah, that was a great punnage song.
The glory hole.
It was called Love and Death on Long Island. And for the people that all claim, we're just mindless homophobes. No, man, the movie was fantastic. So check it out. Like, we want a good story. We want good dialogue. We want subtext. We want setup and payoff. We don't give a shit whether somebody's gay or not. But when they're gay for the sake of being gay, that's all you have. And it's garbage.
Yeah. Dave Milner says at least the second sex scene was short. True. Rachel says, oh no, one of the recent Rick and Morty writers is working on Doomsday. He wrote Doctor Strange. Oh, God. Multiverse of Madness, that was painful to watch. Thor 4, I don't think I even watched. The other Silver Surfer, no, I didn't watch that either. Asda Jam says, my warrior broke your gatekeeper. John Hurt was great as Caligula, says Franco. Hello. Oh, I'm half right then. Yes, John Hurt played Quentin Crisp. That's where I'm getting mixed up, Gav.
Wasn't he an apt pupil too?
I don't know.
The Stephen King story about the guy who used to work for the Germans in World War II.
I don't know, but Stephen King's batshit crazy too.
Oh, absolutely. But he's written some decent stories.
Oh, look, it's happening. Look, they're both close. Kyle's really ramming it in there, and Gaydon's pulling a right face. And one of these fairies is taking a bit of interest. Maybe he's helping him along with a milk race, Z. What do you think?
I don't know.
It's still two bottoms, though. You have the same problem. Ian McKellen was an apt pupil, so...
there's no room for three, mate. Jog on. There we go. These fairies are just so lame. Caleb's about to get it. Oh, no. But anyway... Oh, Bavi takes the shot for him. He's a token Spock in this episode. And he's coming out with Spock's line about, the dilithium chamber, where he died in Wrath of Khan.
Yes.
And he comes out with the needs of the many line. That's as close, like I said before, this is as close as this show ever got to Star Trek.
Can I just point out, then, Commander Tomov and Cadet Bavi are killed. Tiramisu and Carla injured. It's not a coincidence that all four characters are white.
Yeah, funny that.
And also,
look at your comments made us scream. Go on, Professor.
With Bavi, he takes the hit. It's a through and through. It would have hit the guy behind him anyway.
Well,
it goes right through him.
Do you want to know a coincidence here? And it might just be me reading into this a little bit too much. But doesn't his name sound a little bit north of the Middle East, if you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like a shrewish name.
As soon as he said that line, needs of the many, I knew they were going to get rid of him. Yeah. And that's just stolen valor. Again, they know nothing is likable about this crap. So they steal from a much better show, much better characters, in order to try to trick people into liking this.
And do you notice how much of their own content they recycle per episode as well?
Yeah.
It's like about 15% of the actual show is made up of stuff they've already done, and they backflash it. And when they're not backflashing stuff, they rely heavily on the pauses for the ad breaks. The little bit of a black screen they put before and after the ad breaks.
Yeah.
Have you noticed how big they are on this show? They are huge. You could drive a bus through them. They're that massive. But I'm just thinking, in this alternate reality, this mindscape, that tiramisu's created, do things happen faster than real time? You know, like before when people have been pulled into like micro simulations and, you know, so much is happening in such a short space of time. You know, the whole time is relative argument. You know, is it a case of this isn't happening in real time, but it's hyper real time?
They didn't even give that a second thought. It never occurred to them. They're just putting their crap on the screen. I guarantee you. It'll take the amount of time it takes.
It's happening so fast that you don't realize that Tiramisu is in the med bay on the Athena while she's psychically screaming and connected to Caleb on the Miyazaki, and the furries are somehow exploding.
Yeah. But it's all to do with Sonic.
Yes. She's Jean Grey. She's incredible psychic powers that she can use.
Well, now she's pulled out that inhibitor. She's limitless. And she can... This is foreshadowing for Caleb, because this is what chicks do. No offense to the ladies in the audience, but he's going to have to get used to this. And if he ever gets married, woe betide, because... every married guy knows where I'm going with this, so I'll move swiftly on. She's got a job on her anyway. Go on.
Real quick about those ad breaks. They're never going to be used because the longer streaming goes, the more they're going to be dependent on advertisement and streaming, because they're not going to lower their budgets and they're going to need to grow and make more money. They'll do that through ads. Nobody's going to pay to run an ad on this show. No. So I don't expect it to stay on streaming for very long. And it really gives you an appreciation of how much we all hate commercials, but how much commercials actually made the stuff we used to get good. Because if it wasn't allowed to exist.
Another interesting thought I've just had. What kind of company would want to buy airtime during this show?
None.
Oh.
Feminine hygiene products, clearly.
An AIDS clinic?
Maybe.
There's a good point from Argentum 201 in the chat. They're ripping off Captain Marvel because it was her inhibitor that was holding her back. And now they've finally ripped that out. She can use her full potential.
Not her feet, then?
No.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think that was mentioned before, I think last week. Exactly. She was the bestest ever all along. She just needed to realize her potential.
Dave Milner says, Beta girl turns into my ex and nags the fairies to death. I like that. What's this? Has anyone understood what it actually is? Is it really tone, airwaves, or is she frying the hearing circuitry with their brains? I think what it is, the furries are sensitive to like really high-pitched noises, like, you know, upper frequencies that we aren't privy to. And I think it's just that. It's like, you know, when a singer can rattle a wine glass and make it explode. I think it's all about resonance. She can resonate on a frequency which isn't very good for these guys.
Yeah, and using Caleb as a conduit. Surely he should be having an aneurysm at this point.
Because he's the bestest ever. He's the new space Jesus.
Well, he said that they were bat-human hybrids. The furries were bat, but we don't know if he was lying or not, since it was all one big double cross. But the fact is, these are the writers that gave us sonar in space. Remember, they don't even know the difference between sound wave, psychic wave, energy. They don't even know. They don't know what they're writing.
So, if they're human bat hybrids, does that mean their mother and father's shagged bats?
Well, you know, if a Gemma Hadar can knob a Klingon, anything's technically possible in this universe.
So, when their babies were born, did they not think, oh no.
I tell you what I would like to see. I would like to see a Ferengi shag a Hirojin. Just for laughs.
Let's just say those bats came from the wet market. That's...
Woo! Solo. What's his name? Han. Wuhan Solo. Solo lost money. Anyway, I don't think Jaden's impressed with Gaden, sorry. He's impressed now because he's on top. He doesn't like it. Kyle doesn't look impressed either. But Bavi, he's dead. He's toast, man. And I notice how they've still got these fucking glow-up deltas on the uniforms. That does not scream, come fucking shoot me right there, does it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, Exactly, like it's the ultimate accoutrement to a stealth suit, a giant light up target right in the center mass.
Mm-hmm. I have just seen that note there. If the mods are about, if they're noticing anything suspicious, please do act accordingly. You have every right to keep the chat nice and clean. Anyway, I am going to have a little break. What would you like, R2? Would you like classic B-sides trailer from yours truly, or would you like short and snappy B-sides trailer for tonight?
Oh, I do love classic.
There we go.
Remember, kids, tonight is a B-sides night.
Johnson, for God's sake, man, stop playing with your joystick.
Join your hosts, ghastly, ghostly Adam Gray and his number one chick, Barbara Lawrence. Get with the countdown, man, from 6 p.m. Pacific and blast off for Kicksville. No otters were harmed during the making of this ad.
And tonight on B-Sides, it's the Monkey Hustle. So if you go over and give them a follow, it's at B-Roll Stage on here, and they're on that platform that sounds like Tumble.
Link is in the chat.
The Monkey Hustle was what they called the sex scene at the beginning of this episode.
Yes. Over on the Green app.
Oh, look, they're all beamed out now. As soon as they did all the head popping, they beamed out. So that was a totally irrelevant finish because they didn't get to celebrate the win, did they?
Mm.
Well, they didn't win.
This means
true.
Tiramisu's power is focused on the individual. So she deliberately made her father deaf.
Yeah, she did. She fried his vocal cords.
Yeah, and not by accident. She did it deliberately.
Yeah, no, his vocal cortex in his brain is what she did.
His audio cortex.
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind. She's grounded.
Oh, wait, we're about to get to the best part.
Oh, ever.
With the doctor using the holographic doctor using a medical tricorder on another hologram.
Yeah. And look at this. They finally fire these. They look like quantum torpedoes, but I bet they're not. And they finally get some shots in. And boom, it's gone again. Missed. Every time.
Yeah.
They couldn't catch AIDS in San Francisco.
Who
Anyway,
said?
crazy cat lady. Hey, I think we ought to have a whip round and make a time capsule up with a fucking brush in it and send it to the 32nd century. Because this chick needs to brush her fucking hair. It's doing me head in. And then we got Captain Admiral Hot Dad. That's a good name for him. Somebody said on Twitter when I was having an argument with a bunch of people, and she said he's a hot dad. And I'm like,
yeah, that's far too complimentary, though. He's a total complete idiot. We need to call him like Admiral Dumbass, really.
He's had at least 400 years as being an admiral, and he's still not good at it. And an interesting point, why hasn't David Cronenberg stuck his head round the door again?
How about Admiral Dumas? See, that way.
Yeah. But just look at her. She talks out of the side of her mouth. I know she had hearing problems when she had mumps, didn't she? And it messed her up a little bit. But this whole sounding like Eric Cartman thing. And I didn't really notice it when she was Elastigirl, but I do notice it now on the re-rub. And I didn't really notice it in Crash, but I didn't. Do you know, I've not seen her. I've never liked her in anything I've seen up to press.
Well, she probably spoke a little more clearly in her Elastigirl days. Plus, it's Pixar, so they really cleaned up the audio.
Well, I also think that the audio mixing in this series is absolute.
It is.
Oh, it's abysmal.
I mean, I've said on previous streams that everybody sounds like they've got a mouthful of cotton wool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And have you noticed how they've put a really exaggerated amount of reverb on the whole mix?
Yeah. Well, and then all the Klingon characters, they've artificially lowered their voices. We saw that in multiple times. It's ridiculous.
Anyway,
it's a good day to bomb.
Old Aki's got an answer phone message. And answer phone messages in the future are really cool. The holographic. And it's smug twat, Nuss Bracker. All I hear is that. I heard that. Anybody see the movie Robots? My kids used to love that film.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
With Ewan McGregor.
That's the one.
And
you know,
Robin
Tiny
Williams.
Tim at the Big Weld factory, the gatekeeper, Tiny Tim. That's Paul Giamatti played him, and he's like, get out of here, you loser. That's all I ever hear him whenever he's in anything. And he was in that thing with The Rock, wasn't he, where he was like a seismologist. Was it San Andreas? That awful rock movie.
Oh.
There are so many awful rock movies to choose from.
The one with the earthquake in California.
Yeah, I think that was called San Andreas.
And Paul Giamatti was in that. And when he was trying to be serious and tell people that there was a big earthquake coming and he could detect it, I heard every line in Tiny Tim's voice. Same when I watch Planet of the Apes and Howard Stern's Private Parts now, especially when he's pig vomit. He'll never be. I used to work for a guy in radio who looked just like Paul Giamatti. And it's funny because he was my pig vomit. Hello, Andy, if you're listening. Little twat. Anyway, Bavy, he's no longer with us now. But they make everybody in the War College come and pay respects to him. I think that's a bit disrespectful. And then he covers him up.
And this I love because do they just keep Federation flags around to drape over bodies in the medical ward when they die?
Normally they would just
cover them up with a blanket, though. You put the flag over the coffin. You don't just bring it to the medical ward and drape it over a dead body.
Yeah, again, these writers have never had a real life. They don't know how real life works. They've never done anything. They've never seen anything. They've never participated in anything of significance. The only stuff they know is the stuff they themselves saw on TV. So, of course, they're not going to get it right.
Do you know,
why is this a physical copy of a comic?
I know.
Digital.
Yeah. He probably printed it off, but it looks a bit dog-eared. But like you were saying about the writer's Easter, I think it's the California effect, a bit like the Genesis effect, but like a really weird version. Like these people are so entrenched in the Hollywood, well, not Hollywood, but the California mindset that it all comes across that their worldview is based on their life experience in California, which is totally not real.
Yeah, and their life in California is based on the bubble and the TV shows they've seen in the bubble. They really haven't actually done anything or lived a life.
So what they're writing, how is that relevant to somebody, say, who lives in Montana or Alaska?
Well, I mean, those people are much more likely to actually work, to create stuff, to have to produce results in order to they went straight from their little privileged, prep school to a liberal college, and then their uncle got them a job writing in the studio. They've never had to do anything.
Do you know what you've reminded me of there? Do you remember Ray Stantz when he was having that rant after they got chucked out of their college? And he said, I enjoyed working in universities and colleges. They people in the real world expect results. That's exactly what you've just reminded me of there.
Oh, yeah. The biggest setback these writers have had was when someone at Starbucks put real milk instead of soy milk in their latte and had a meltdown and had to go to the therapist about it.
I said oat milk, not almond milk, you bastard.
Yeah. There you go. Medical tricorder on a hologram.
Yep.
What are they scanning for?
They saw a cab driver misfender someone on the way to work, and they still haven't gotten over it.
And look, they've got voice meter on that panel behind Gaydon's shoulder.
A little.
Is it banana or potato, Wister? What do you reckon?
That looks like a little 5-band EQ. I'm going for potato.
Yeah, there we go. But the doctor's really concerned about tiramisu now, but he should have done that in the first place and stopped her from ripping that implant out. It's obviously not had a mega tremendously detrimental effect to her. Yet again, it's just another empty and hollow plot point. She's emotionally burnt out. She used her feelings, not facts and science.
Yeah, she's dying, but he takes time to scan a hologram with a. It's just, it's crazy.
Oh, Useless Brother's there too. He's about as much use as a condom with a hole in it.
Look, he stole the eyebrows off the Vulcan.
Yeah.
They just got up and walked away. They crawled over onto him after he died.
Not facts. Feelings. Use your empathy. Empathy. Answer phone message gets better and better. Oh, I played you like a fiddle, like that record you've got. And they should have, instead of splitting all these scenes up, I think they should have compartmentalized them just a little bit better, so the editing could have been tighter. You know, they could have been less of this trash. But they just drag everything out. There's just such a lack of anything. Every scene, they must tell the actors, can you slow that down and leave it a couple of beats between those lines? Just to drag it out a little bit further. And you know why they do that, don't you? Because they don't know if they've got enough to fill the scenes. So then they can edit more of the gaps out. Do you know what I mean?
Well, considering how many times Paul Giamatti said the word sphincter in this episode, I will say the editing is as tight as Gaydon's sphincter. But the ending really confused the audience, the for the show, because the Vulcan who died was gay. And why wasn't his gay power enough to save his life? He died. So they're confused.
I find that very queer that he died and didn't use his gay powers. I'm using mine right now.
Yeah, why weren't his gay powers strong enough to keep him alive? Now anyone could die. The audience is confused. We're all in fear, and we just don't know what's happening next.
That's it. Doesn't matter if you're a leading actor. All bets are off now on this show. You could be written out next week for all we know. And I hope Ake's not in it much longer, because she makes Janeway look like Picard. No, she makes Janeway look like Kirk. I think.
Just when you think the writers can't possibly get any more brain dead from the previous episode, along they come to subvert our expectations. I honestly believe that in the 32nd century, when this is set, people will rewatch Starfleet Academy and talk about how backwards we were in this stage of our evolution.
Yeah, well, I think this is the last episode of this crap I'm gonna put myself through. It was gonna be last, but then Robert Picardo says, like, wait till you see episode 6. But honestly, I'm just gonna go around encouraging any fan of Star Trek to boycott every movie and show with anyone associated with this show in it. We only have one vote, and that's with our wallet. But, I'm just tired of subjecting myself to this crap. It's not fun anymore. I'll watch your videos and, I'll get to know what's going on by seeing reviews of this horrible thing. But I think I'm fed up. I'm done participating in it. And, all of this would go away quicker if we just ignored it.
Haven't we got 4 more episodes of this to endure?
We've got 14 more episodes of this to endure.
It's 24 episodes this season.
No, but counting
there's
season
a second
2.
10 episode season.
No, I meant like, I don't think season 2 is going to be a thing at this rate. Just quickly in the chat, Argentum says, the Hollywood mindset does differ from a lot of other places. California is huge. My cousins who ranched in the Mojave definitely don't have that mindset. Not Z3PO says, it was harmonic convergence what killed the furries, plus crystal meth. Nice.
Yeah, it's definitely the LA, San Francisco, Marin County mindset, and maybe a little bit of Monterey, but it's like people out in Bakersfield. Are you kidding? They work for a living.
I can imagine. Atom Gray, Wrenched and World of Sport says, rural California is as conservative as anywhere in the Midwest.
Yep.
What's this? Christopher Snyder says, maybe they should have a whole series based on the Mirror Universe, or is Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek just from the Mirror Universe? That's an interesting take, to be fair.
No, this is all just the adventures of patients in a mental hospital that think they're going to Starfleet Academy.
God, that's like used as a word of punishment, isn't it? You do keep doing that, you'll go to Starfleet Academy. No, Mum, I'll behave, I'll be a good lad. Oh dear, this is just, I don't know. It's laughably bad. The writing isn't getting any better. I was going to be a bit tongue-in-cheek and insinuate that this was the best episode ever, and I take back everything I said about the show. I'm not. This show is utter shit. I stand by that. And I'm not backing down because, I'm going to go for facts, not feelings. If you're the kind of person who watches this and thinks, oh, it's feelings and that's more important than facts, then, that don't float my boat, to be fair. Apparently, I've got very low empathy.
Well, we all have our guilty pleasures. We all have the crap that we like. We all have, we all have our Commando, our McDonald's, our People magazine. But I'm sorry, if you really like this show, I'm going to judge you. You are a freaking moron. You're an idiot, and you probably aren't smart enough to participate in any aspect of our society.
Give that man a round of applause. There you go. You've just summed it all up there, Esther, perfectly. I couldn't have put it any more eloquently. Fantastic. Anyway.
Yes.
Oh, God, you'll make Z3PO leak lubricant everywhere. Hey, that reminds me, Z3PO, didn't you have a liaison with Ironhide from the Transformers? Because he kept saying, leaking lubricant.
I could really go for some Acolyte right now, and I never thought I'd say that.
Fuck right off. Get the fuck out.
The power of one.
Right tempting
Esther,
right now.
Yes,
Esther?
The power.
Esther, get the fuck out and keep getting the fuck out. And then when you've got the fuck out, keep getting the fuck out just a bit more. No, I did not touch that show for a reason. That was beyond bastardization. Leslie Headland deserves having her head shoved up her arse so far that she comes out of her own mouth like an infinite loop of mediocrity. She is the definition of not what you know, who you've got negatives on and evidence on. That's how she got where she is today. I want to thank everybody in the chat. You've been fantastic. We've had a few dodgy people in there. I'm sure the mods have taken care of that nicely. Just quickly, I want to thank everybody who's helped out tonight. Gavin Blackburn with £2. Our Brian with 3 pot knackers. Old Ex Flavius for £5. Thank you, sir. Also, Sean Carter for $5. And Melvin Deeply for 2. Another 2. And another 2. Thank you ever so much. Old Cranky Gamer, thank you too. Sean Carter again, crikey. And Skyfire, the lights are on for another week, and I thank you for that. Although you might not thank me, because on Tuesday, oh my goodness, Just Bad Movies has 2 more episodes to go. Now, this coming Tuesday is the most awesome bad film ever. And I mean ever.